The real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty.
Oh, what am I doing? Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Thank y'all for coming by the live stream again today. We got the panel today. I'm supposed to have a couple of more people showing up. How did you meet your Filipino girlfriend or wife? Or how did you meet your wife, period? First of all, I'll give a shout out to the NTZ crew. There's Jacob Tanjay. There's Michael Beach of Life. He snuck in the Philippines on me, man. I didn't even know he was here. I'm glad you made it safely, brother. If you had a comfortable trip. Any old heads? I see Jeffrey Tatter on here. He said, I met my wife through her sister and became pen pals in 1990. Wow. That was a long time.
Yeah.
I've been together a while then. That's almost 40 years. Well, yeah. What's up, Michael Alexander? Any new viewers watching for the first time, welcome. And, of course, anybody watching the replay later, thank y'all again. Man, the peso's going up, man. It's 56.74 over, Freddie.
Nice.
Yeah, some guys said it's going up to 60, and that's going to be the norm. 82 degrees here in St. Carlos City. Feels like 92, but 0% humidity, they said. What's up, Laura? I want to say something about Laura. She sent me a video the other day. It made my day. It showed her husband outside running sprints on the concrete. And she said, Calvin, I owe that all to you, right? And she said, he's not even supposed to be running on the concrete. I can't stop him now. She said, I inspired him to start working out. Well, thank you, Laura. What's up, Don? We're going to welcome Freddie Sanders today. Tell us a little bit of your connection to the Philippines, Freddie.
Well, I traveled there to find my wife, and I did. Very happy. Rest is history. She's here with me now in the United States.
Yeah. So we know where you met, but how'd you meet? I know, did you meet on the online? Your story's a little different.
Kind of like your friend with the pen pal, except of course it was modern. I met through a co-worker of mine, her sister here in the United States, who had been here for roughly 15 years already.
Yeah.
We were good co-workers, good friends, had friends in common. And I had mentioned that's what I wanted to do. And I said I didn't want to go through the process of the online dating thing, the Philippine love thing. You know, I just found that was not very genuine. And through her sister, through her sister Rose, I was able to find out about, making a connection directly. And she introduced me to her, video, and it picked up from there for about 8 to 9 months chatting, and then I made the plunge and went to the Philippines. It was rest is history. Everything went smoothly.
So you only made one trip over here.
Only need to make that one, yeah.
Yeah, you got lucky.
I've
been over here 25 times. But W Secret to Success, he says, okay, Cal, you were a spring chicken when you did that first destination walk back in the USA. At 6 years of age, I don't know, man. Well, let me tell you something. I was walking today. See, I've been walking 2 hours every day. Good morning. And if I have any doubts in myself, W Secret Success, the doubters erase all that. They give me the fuel I need to make it. That's the same thing that happened to me 18 years ago. They called my supervisor at work. Well, he was my manager, my sales manager. And, because they need a reference because a church had decided to sponsor me. They were going to put me up in hotels and everything, but they wanted to make sure I was legit. And he said, yeah, Cal's a nice guy, but he's bit off more than he can chew. I don't think he can make that walk, right? So every time I was getting ready to just quit and throw in the towel, I heard his words in my head. He bit off more than he can chew. He's not going to make it. So thank you, W Secret Success, for adding fuel to my fire. But yeah, I'm going to make that walk, and you're going to come along with me. Y'all guys don't know me, man. Once I put my mind to something, you know, there's no turning back. I mean, I think it's just something that needs to be done. Like I said, it's a challenge. And I challenge all of you guys to do something that you didn't think was possible. Now, what is it about your wife, Freddie? Now, how long have y'all been married now?
Coming up on 2 years now.
Coming up on 2 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it about her that keeps you around?
That keeps me around? Where would I go? I'm committed. She's committed.
Is it a personality, you know?
Oh, we just click. We click. We complement each other.
Yeah.
So just Calvin, she makes it her priority. She makes me her priority.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Dirty Puppy, thanks for that super chat. This is my friend. He lives right here in San Carlos City when he's here. He says, thanks for the super chat. He said, I met the love of my life and her kids after a 40-year journey of trust and hope. Long story, my friend. One of these days we will chat. Yeah, I know you used to be. Now, he was over here in San Carlos City long before anybody else. He may have been the first damn expat here. He was a missionary in the Mormon church. Imagine 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Some type of connection with her sister. I think he baptized her sister or something. He was telling me that before. But man, 40 years ago. That's something.
That's an honorary Filipino.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. That's a long, long time. Hell, did they have any roads here, you dirty puppy, when you came? That was a long time ago, man. I know that McDonald's wasn't there in the Jollibee. But I see one guy said he met his woman. Here it is. On Filipina Cupid. That's how I met Marilyn. Okay, he says, I met my girlfriend while being incarcerated on Filipina Cupid. Wow. How do you guys get access to the internet being locked up?
They have computers there.
Yeah. Hey, Charlie Williams said, greeting, Calvin. I want you to know you're the best in your field. Oh, man. Thank you, brother. Sometimes, you know, you need to hear that. You need those. Honey, listen. Come on. She's yapping with somebody on the phone. Like that video that Laura sent me, you know, it just lets you know that that's what it's all about, really. It's not about the views, man. If you can help, you know, if you can inspire somebody, if you can help them, if you can change their life, Freddie, I don't know if you understand that or not, but it just makes it all worthwhile. Now, Ken Unger says, I met man on Facebook 6 years ago and just got back from the fields in June to see her again. You got any plans on, Ken, do you have any plans on retiring over here? What about you, Freddie? You got any plans on, do y'all have any plans on retiring or just visiting?
You know, we're going to visit next year around June, looking at some land at that point in time, putting funds together now. Yeah, retirement should be within 8 years.
Oh, well, how old are you, Freddie?
I'm 54.
Okay, yeah. Now, do you have any children?
Yeah, from previous relationship. He's an adult now, though.
Oh, yeah. So you got, yeah. Jack Wolfinger says, good morning, my friend Cal. How you doing this morning? When you walk and get to Dumagetti, I'll buy you a large ice cold drink. Hey, thanks, man. I want you and Jai to be on the boulevard when I come in. I'm going to be like MacArthur, Freddie. I will
I
return.
will return. Yes. Oh, he's here. Put that away.
Laura said, I learned today LaChine is pork. Wow, I'm really quick. Yeah, we had a LaChine. I'm telling you, LaChine is expensive now. Yeah, we had to go to another supplier because they were talking about 8,000 pesos, and so we got a woman down to 6,000, but that's a lot over here now.
It's supposed to be 5,000. It went up that much?
Going there, I can't concentrate. You're too loud. Yeah, 6,000 pesos, man. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I remember, hell, it used to be 4,000, 3,500.
Yeah, how'd it get up that high?
Hey, Jackie says, I'll buy you another ice cold drink when you get to Dumagetti. Jai and I met on Filipino Cupid. Yeah, that's where I met. That's a good site, evidently, because a lot of people have met their girlfriends and future wives on Filipino Cupid.
Quite a few.
Women are on all the dating sites, Freddie. That's what I tell guys, because a lot of guys hit you over the head. Well, I met man on Christian Filipino, like that means something. I said, if you go through the profiles in Cherry Blossom, Filipino Cupid, what's the other one? Cebuana, she's gonna have a profile on that.
Yeah, exactly. Multiple profiles.
Where you met her, but how did you meet her? What was it you think that she liked about you, Freddie? Was it the fact that you had a good job and you got a big house over there and, you presented this great opportunity, or did you have the gift of gab?
You know what? Honestly, it was her sister breaking all the ice and getting through out of for it. She pretty much, they have a saying that, I gave you her. It's kind of like it was done. She was pretty much like, this is the guy, this is the guy, this is the guy. And so all I had to do was open my mouth and just have good dialogue. Now, throughout the delay of the pandemic, which really drug it out, there was some friction, but we stuck through it. We just made it work. There were some times I was like, just forget it because I was just tired of waiting. But that wasn't her fault. That was just the way the world was at that point in time. And now that I look back on it, it was a good test, because what tends to happen is people do those LDRs, those long distance relationships, do tend to fall apart. And when it didn't fall apart, and when she had the patience and I had the determination, it just worked out.
Yeah, well, at least you did have a real long distance relationship because you had already met her. It's not like these guys, they have a long distance conversation. You can't call it a relationship. Well, you can call it whatever you want to, but
I already met her, already been there, found out all the little secrets.
Yeah.
Everything was on the table.
Thanks for that super chat. He says, can you vote there? No, I can't vote. I'm not I'm not a Filipino citizen. I'm still a U.S. citizen. Most people that you see over here are U.S. citizens. They still, you mean, can I vote? Oh, yeah, I still vote in America, of course, yeah, but I don't vote in the Philippines.
Right in vote.
So I think that's what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Because now I can't vote in the Filipino government, the Filipino elections, but I still vote. I voted every election. Cal number 2 says, I met my Filipino honey in person in Cebu. She worked for a tour company. I will retire in Cebu November 2023. No dating sites for me. Well, yeah. Now, what do you think it was about you that she liked Calvin number 2? We're saying where we met him, but how did you meet her? What do you think it was? Did you persuade her? Was it your persuasion? Was it your good looks? What was it drew you to her and her to you? It's got to be something. Was it a tune-up? Was it that you're a good cook? Something makes us persist and keep them around, and they keep us around. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. He says, I met my Filipino through a music friend that retired in the Philippines. He and his wife introduced me to their friend via video chat 3 years ago, and we've talked every day since. Okay, going in October. Yeah, I hope everything works out for you, man, because, you really don't know what you got until you get here. And that's when you will know. The Beach of Life says, however you meet your lady, take your time. Don't rush into a relationship. My 2 pesos thought. Yeah. That's, we all do that for some reason. I don't know. It's like we get over here, Freddie, and we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Life is running out. Time's not running out. And it's, it's a really big mistake, because when you get over here, you're going to want your freedom, because you're going to want to go explore. And she's not going to want to let you do it, or she's going to go with you. So it's going to cost you twice as much. Whatever you do, if I could do it all over. Well, when I came over, I didn't come over for a woman. I really was trying to find a way to escape that rat race.
You did it.
But when I got over here and saw what was here, I became infatuated like everybody else. Frank Ellis said, I still say boots on the ground is the best way to meet Filipinas. It's so easy if you have a little game. Yeah, you got to have some courage over here in the Philippines if you really want to thrive. You know what you want, and then go out and get it. Because I've been walking 2 hours a day in the morning when people are open up shop and everything. People are going to college and they're going to work and everything like that. And you see some beautiful women out there, and they're very friendly. But a lot of us, we're never going to have the courage to say, hey, how you doing? My name is Calvin. Can I take you out for lunch on your off day? It's something simple like that, because Filipinos are straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, W Secret Success, thanks for that super chat. He says, Cal, no doubt here. I believe your man is willing, but it's the body in agreement. Hell, I used to dunk a basketball, but now at 50, I can't touch the net. I hear you, man. That's why remember, I'm working out, man. My body I can walk 10 hours a day. I'm just working my way up to it. It's not like I jumped out of bed and started walking toward Dumageddon. I know what I've got to do. I've got to train my legs, train my mind, really, because it's literally one foot in front of the other. Because if you start thinking about, man, I've got 165 kilometers to go, you'll never make it. I'm telling you, because that's a long, long way. And, some lady at the gym was like, oh, yeah, that's easy. Why don't you run and jog? I was like, lady, do you realize you couldn't do that for 10 hours? I mean, have you been drinking? I said, you may do that the first day, but that second day when you wake up and your legs, every muscle in you is crying and screaming for you to lay back down, that's when the challenge comes. See? The first day, anybody can do that, but what's about the second day? Yeah, man, he said, Cal, you following what's going on in Maui? I am. But I don't like to read a lot of that bad news like that. They had a bad fire here in San Carlos City, and a well-respected church and school burned down, man. I mean, it burned literally to the ground. And, over here, they're putting this is why I don't like Facebook. Remember, we're in the Philippines, so people, they're superstitious. It's called St. Rita Church and school, right? So now they got this woman, they showing a woman in the fire, Like, I'm like, well, what kind of saint is this that would set a church on fire? But my serious condolences go out to the nuns, because they said a few nuns were injured. Jack Wolfinger says, Jazz says what interested her about me was I was already in the same city and we met in person for conversation to get to know each other first. And I didn't ask her to send pictures. Yeah, see, this is good. This is a good answer right here, because if you can't make a connection in America or England or wherever you are, come over here and get on the dating site. You're going to cut out a lot of the riffraff, because once they find out you're over here, it's no in between. It's either yay or nay. The scammers going to run from you like a plague. But the real women are going to be, oh, you already over here? Yeah, of course, they're going to have some questions. Well, what are you doing over here? Who are you seeing? And all that, right? Travel Tech, thanks for that super chat. He says, like they say, where the man goes, the body will follow. Man, I tell you what. Now, I can't dunk a basketball, Travel Tech. Now, when you came over, Freddie, did you meet her family?
No, we actually met in neutrals. She was from the Luzon area, so we met in Cebu.
Okay, so you didn't go up there.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you here?
Better part of 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Every day with her, every day. You're right. They stick to you like glue, like it is on you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You dirty puppy said click the thumbs up. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something, man. It's been some good videos here lately. And whenever I see a good video or something I really like, I hit the thumbs up, man. I mean, it's just how it is, guys. Yusuf Omar Habib said dating sites are a waste of time and money. They only answer with one-liners and single words like hi.
Too many bots. Yeah, too many bots on there and too many scammers to try to weed through.
Yeah, it's tough trying to meet somebody over there. I would say wait till you get over here and get on the dating site, because that's really how 98% of us are meeting the women over here. We're meeting them on the dating site. And it's good women on there. You just got to take your time and know what you're doing. Okay. But then the dating site is just to break the ice, really. Or if you're talking online, it's just to break the ice. When you meet in person, that's going to tell the story.
I had the receipts then. I had the receipts.
Yeah. He says, I met a Pinay at the Pinay at the Pinay at the onset of the pandemic. It was in kind of a LDR. Philippines opened up. I traveled there. She ghosted me. I still had a lot of fun. Months later, she contacted me asking for forgiveness. Yeah, a lot of times, believe it or not, remember, see, most of the women, they think you're never coming. And they really hope you don't come. As long as you keep sending that little help, that little money. They really don't want, some women, they're afraid. You called her bluff. You came over here and she ran. Oh, I'm going to walk, man. He said, Cal, are you just going to walk or jog? Jog, man. Walking is going to be a phenomenal task, Sam. Yeah, I'm going to walk. And Marilyn was going to walk with me, but I said, no, I need some support. I need you to be in front of me, and we're going to communicate. She's going to be like 16 kilometers ahead, which is like 10 miles ahead, to make sure everything's okay. At the end of the night, I need somebody to rub my legs. We can't be both laying there, legs aching, feet aching. I need some support. Laura says, I think dating sites are like people open to meeting who are available, though 10% or so may be made up people. Yeah, I think it may be a little bit more nowadays because that it's so lucrative. That the honey scam is so lucrative.
Profit motivated, not really a good environment.
Yeah, Pino R says I didn't last long on those dating sites. Majority of those women was annoying. Yeah, I can't deal with all the questions. It makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna. I gotta tip my hat to them though. They're trying to vet you, but it gets to the point where you're like, if you ask me one more question.
Do they have a playbook? Because it's always the same question, just recycled.
Yeah, it's recycled, but it's just enough to make your head hurt.
Yeah.
Nesby Blanchard says, "Oh, excuse me." He says, "Never send money if you haven't met the Panay in person." Well, I would say never send money anyway. I mean, you can come over for 2 weeks and meet her. That don't mean go back and start sending your paycheck to
her. No.
I would say send money if you have some type, if you're married or if you have children. I mean, but of course we all send money. I don't even know why we're saying don't send money when every last one of us have sent money. You sent money, didn't you, Freddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do. Because in our mind, this is when
that's after I met her, though. That's not before.
Yeah, but this is when that exchange calculator hurts us the most. Because we'll say, 5,000 pesos, that's only even $100, right? This is when it's going to mess you up. So you send her 5,000, that's like giving a woman in America $5,000. That's a lot of money. And that's when we get in trouble, Well,
in her defense, very soon afterwards, she started working full time over there. And it didn't reason to do it.
But yeah, what's a full-time job over here though?
300 a month, 350.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not a whole lot.
No.
But that separates a great woman, a great catch from a good catch over here. If a woman can take care of herself before she met you, and whether or not she's with you or not, you probably got a good woman.
So far, so good.
I met her through a friend in a wedding in Davao City that I attended. My best friend was getting married over there. It's always a good time to meet someone through an introduction. That's the best way over here because the Filipino society is very, remember people talk about the 6 degrees of separation, right? Over here, it's more like 2 degrees of separation. So be careful when you come over here and you start talking about somebody. They're probably kin to the person, their best friends, it's their brother-in-law, their sister's married to them, something. It's really, really close over here. So when somebody introduces you to them, they're going to take their word for it. She like her sister. Hey, Freddie's a good guy and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. It really goes a long way.
It did.
Frank Ellis said, man, your internet's really good today. It is. It normally is like this. I don't know what's been going on here lately. He says,
TV quality.
Independent. I work for an organized. No, they're independent. It's just a lot of women. They're not. The new way to play us now is don't ask for money. Okay, because if you ask for money, we're gonna run.
Yeah.
We're gonna spend money anyway. We're gonna send money anyway. All she has to do is be patient. Make sure her hair and makeup is right. Her peekaboo game is right. Because they're gonna set you up. You're gonna, they're gonna get you committed. And maybe she'll pull that curtain back and show, her living conditions, to get your sympathy. But eventually you're gonna send money. Hey, Smiley, what's going on? Thanks for that super chat. He said, what's up, Brother Cal? Can't wait to get back to the Philippines. I've had enough already here in the States. Man, you haven't been back but a couple of weeks. I thought about you yesterday. when I found out Michael Beach Light was back here, I was like, yeah, Fran's been back for 2 weeks. Hell, I hear you though, man. I know you can't wait to get back over here and work that Rolodex he got going. Because I went out to lunch. I went out to lunch with him and one of his little friends, man. I was like, boy, he done hit the jackpot over here. But you know, that's just how it is. Hey, you dirty puppy, thanks for that super chat. He said, before I met my Filipina, I would go to the bar and spend several C notes. That 2 C notes is now paying for our daughter's college education. Simple math for good men. Yeah, now, was you going to the bar? You were spending that over in America, because hell, you kill yourself over here, spending 200 in the bar over here, you dirty puppy. Hey, what's up, Michael Alexander? Thanks for that super chase. And I sent money. I appreciate your support. He said, what is the peekaboo, Cal? Come on, man. You know what that peekaboo is, man. It's not all you after a while, and you've sent a few remittances. You say, let me see something, right? And they'll go in the shower and, they'll be chatting with you in the shower. Or when a young lady the very first woman I ever got serious with over here, she'd be in the internet cafe. See, this was back in 2009 when internet cafes were big. And she just raised up her damn shirt right there. And she'd look around and wasn't nobody, and she just raised it up. Or, depending on where they were, pull them down. But yeah, that's the peekaboo. Sorry.
Yeah, they got a cubicle. There's a little cubicle there.
Yeah. That was the big deal back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's their way of sending money.
Right.
That's their equivalent of sending money.
That's an exchange.
Yeah, because they'll say, don't show him nothing, girl. Just like I'm telling y'all, don't send him money, but they're all going to do it. Because they're going to start getting feelings. And I really like Freddie. And I want him to be mad. Okay, here. But you don't want to send no pictures or nothing. You have to be careful, because
use that against you. Yeah,
it's really a big crime over here.
Yeah,
to do that kind of stuff. If she says, because eventually, if something goes wrong, now she got those pictures. Hey, he was sending those pictures to me, and you can get in trouble. W Secrets of Success, thanks for that super chat. He said, U.S. Army basic training. I recall doing a 15K walk carrying a 50-pound pack rifle at 18 years of age. It damn near killed me. My feet were messed up. I'm gonna tell you, when I did that 80-mile walk over 3 days, my feet were killing me, man. But I heard the guy in my head that kept me going. He's not gonna make it. He bit out more than he can chew. Right? But that's in reason. Remember, people have walked a lot farther than that. If you know anything about the slave trade, slaves, captured Africans in Central Africa, were forced to walk 1,000 miles to the coast to get in to catch the slave ship. You had to walk. There was no Grab back then. There was no Uber.
No trains. Yeah.
You had to walk 1,000 miles. Yeah, the Yummy Show. And they're going to show it. And that's their equivalent of sending you money.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it is. Because they'll say, don't do it. And if I kept all the pictures of all the women I dealt with, man, hey, I could start a damn magazine. And it don't matter. They could be the sweetest women you ever met. Eventually,
Eventually.
Yeah.
Might take a couple months, but they're gonna,
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where that persuasion comes in. Just something, okay. And they may start out with the bra and panties, but then eventually it's
Full show.
Yeah. They throw caution to the wind. And you just sitting back like, because that makes you want to get there quicker. That's
You
why
know,
I never could chat with a woman over 2 weeks, man, because they start doing that peekaboo. I'll be like, man, let me take this whole 3 weeks. I just wipe a whole 3 week off my schedule. I'm coming. He said, not a lady boy. Yeah, well, that's a way for you to tell it's not a lady boy. But remember,
True.
some men like lady boys. Remember the poor man's
Yep.
passport guy? He likes lady boys. So yeah, they're doing peekaboo.
There's something for everybody in the Philippines.
He said, yeah, Mike Dawsonville, she just raised up her dress. Now that's funny. Yeah, it's true though. Dana Milton says, I met my girlfriend online. I told her I would see her 6 days later. She rode a bus 5 hours to meet me. We talked all night that first night. She was surprised that I was so interested in her. Yeah, I've said this before. If a woman would travel for you, she's probably serious. You said your woman came from Manila somewhere, right, Freddie?
Mama the cat.
Yeah. That's a long way from Cebu.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? And his woman rode a bus 5 hours. Same with Marilyn. She rode 5 hours. My wife flew from Zamboanga to Cebu. The only one that didn't fly anywhere was my son's mother, and that's because she was already in Cebu. She was working in Cebu. Because I had learned early that I was dealing with Cebu. I wasn't dealing with Manila. I didn't want anything up there in Manila. I think I've only met one woman, from Manila. It's just something about those women. They're a lot faster up there. I don't know. It's not the women. It's more Manila.
Getting some of that westernized thinking going. Avoid that.
The Beach of Life says, not to brag, but I have 2 Manchu Mao buckles. Wow, look it up. I'm done marching. I hear you. He said, Roger Walker said, good morning, Cal and everyone. Smiley, thanks for that super chat. He said, brother Cal, it's only been, he said, it's only been 3 weeks since I'm back here in the States, and I've had enough already. I'll be back in the Philippines this month. Yeah, I know
Ready to go back.
It's something about this place. And, you set up real good here, man. You got a nice place. If I was going to live in Cebu, that's where I would live. Right across the street from Ayala Mall. I mean, it's just it's almost like you in the West somewhere, really, when you right there. All the restaurants and all that.
Yeah, the convenience.
Yeah, you dirty puppy. I just got a hot rod Subi out of the shop in Bacolod. Working in logistics my whole life, I can help with that and a few suggestions. Yeah, I one day that your car rolled past me and I thought about you because I know you said that your wife she doesn't know how to drive a stick real good, and you were thinking about getting an automatic. And you're going to take over the Subaru because he's got a real nice Subaru station wagon here. Johnny S. says, congratulations, Cal. Hope that this walk will be a success. Me too. People are just shocked when you tell them, hey, I'm going to walk to Dumagetti. My little fitness trainer yesterday at the gym. He just kept asking me over and over, you sure you're going to do that? I said, yeah.
It's a long ways, man.
It's a long way, but I've done it before, not as far. I walked 80 miles before. This is another 20 miles. Yeah, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You have to put one foot behind the other, in front of the other, because it's a mind thing, man. It is. And I never look back That's one thing I won't do on any trip I do. I never look back. For 80 consecutive miles, I never look back. You don't want to look back. And you look forward. They say that the horizon is 11 miles away. So then once you get up to where the horizon was, you walked 11 miles. You just keep going.
That's a
Like
lot.
I said, it's simple, like John said, they make you feel like a rock star. They do, you're a celebrity over here. And if you can take advantage of it, though, you got to be able to open up your mouth and say something to people here. Because,
I never see how that was a problem. They're very sociable, very talkative. No, I really have a hard time understanding how that's a problem. They want to talk to you. They want to talk to you. I don't get that being an issue.
he said, my legs are killing me thinking of 100 miles. Well, when you walk, what really hurts you is more around your thighs. And not my knees don't even hurt me when I'm walking. It's more around my thighs. And you really got to walk a long way before your feet actually start hurting. But your thighs will start hurting after about an hour.
No, I never had that one. It was usually my feet after 4 or 5 hours.
What's the farthest you've ever walked?
10 miles.
Yeah, well, hell, it didn't take you 4 hours to walk 10 hours. You mean just standing on your feet?
There and back. There 10, then turn around, come back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Dawsonville says, when we were LDR, I used to ask her for a peekaboo. She used to tell me, wait until I got back to the PI. Oh, wow. Come on, Mike, you got a peekaboo. There's no Filipina, worth her to garlic. It's not going to give you that peekaboo, man. I was shocked right before. See, I waited right before me and Marilyn met, maybe 2 days before, and I said, hey, can you send me a picture, And then I said, something sexy, right? And she knew what I was talking about.
They know. They try to play that innocent role, but they're not stupid.
No. Remember, I tell you that the women that we meet online, they're a little bit, rough around the edges than your typical Filipina. They're risk takers. They're a little bit more what's the word I want to use? Ambitious than the typical Filipina.
Okay, they're there for a reason. They're there for a reason. Yeah, they know it's a market, and they know it's a market.
Yeah, they're a little bit more crusty than the typical woman. But you can smooth out the crust edges. But that's what they are. Harold Till, thanks for the super chat. Said for your soon-to-be sore feet, Cal, man. I know they're going to hurt. But, the joy of completing that walk, man. Anybody here just challenged yourself before and did something that you didn't think you was ever going to be able to do? Like when I finished boot camp, it was just the greatest feeling, man, that I got. It was a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I do these type of things like this, because I know on that other end, man, the joy that's going to come from it. But you never get that joy if you don't try. If you don't, if you're just going to sit there in that comfort zone. Because the comfort zone I got now is really, really good. I mean, I could just lay in this forever. But I know there's more out there. Because, man, this comfort zone here, you're like, well, why would you even want to walk 165 kilometers? Just stay in your zone, man. Hell. No, I got to get out of here. You dirty puppy, thanks for that super chase. Say, yes, my friend, you can make this walk happen. My earliest memory of you is saving an injured dog on the freeway. Do not respond, please. Here's TJ. What's up, TJ? Hey, thanks, Michael, for the super chase. I support this walk. You're
Hey, how's it
coming here
going?
pretty soon, TJ. I see, because you got a fresh haircut. You must be
Yeah, it's about I had to come out here. I'm back in the Bay Area to I'm was in the Airbnb for a bit, but I was visiting my parents just now, and my old barber from when I lived here is out this way. So whenever I get a chance and our schedules line up, I try to make it this way.
Yeah, I mean, you're about to fly out here to the Philippines. I see you got a fresh cut.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, your flight must be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, no, Thursday.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Another couple of days.
Yep. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
Um, always good to get back. I'm actually really excited because United's going to start running that nonstop from Manila to San Francisco at the end of October. That's
Oh,
going to
nice.
really simplify it because I fly frequent with Delta. I mean, not Delta, sorry, United. And like the route, especially if you want to conserve the plus points or mileage you're using for upgrades, that you usually have to fly from here is San Francisco, Honolulu, Honolulu, Guam, Guam to Manila. And then my girl is in Davao, so I have to attach an additional flight to that, and that's in
Wow.
June. Yeah. So this time, I sacrificed flying first or business in one of them. I'm gonna take San Francisco Narita, which I did get the upgrade, but then the second half is on Jetstar, which is like a budget carrier. There's a Jetstar Asia and there's a Jetstar Japan, just like there's an Air Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, etc. And I'm gonna fly that the last bit from Narita to Manila. So
Oh,
it's a
wow.
little bit shorter, a little bit less of a pain, but you do sacrifice, having a comfy seat for the entire flight versus part of it.
Yeah. Now, the topic today is, how did you meet your Filipino girlfriend or wife? Where'd you meet your Filipino girlfriend, TJ?
I think this is well documented. I met my girlfriend on Tinder.
Tinder. Now,
Yes.
so is that your go-to place? Have you dealt with other?
I've definitely dated on Tinder both here and in the Philippines before, so it's certainly something that I went to a lot, but doubly so just because when I got there, you have to remember, I got there at a time that they weren't letting people into the country. I had to, it took me 7 months to get a travel ban exemption to get in. I was going for work, so I had entire valid reason. I had to get like the Philippine Economic Zoning Authority to sign off on it. They had to send it to the DFA, Department of Foreign Affairs. Foreign Affairs has to clear it. They send that back to the embassy, and then the embassy will say, send us your passport, and then they'll mail it back to you with the visa in there. So
Yeah.
so I did all of that, and when I got there, they were still in lockdown. So I spent my first 10 days back in Phil's. For context, for people that are following along, I've been working in and out of Phil's and BPO, so call center support, usually on the client side of things as a coordinator or a manager. So I've been working in and out of the Philippines for going on 6 years now, 6 or 7. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I was there. I did my first 10 days back in Sofitel in Manila. If you're familiar with the area, if you've ever seen like the videos with like the spiral buffet and all that,
Yeah.
it's like right there on the water. It's a really nice one. It's not too far away from the what's the fancy version of Hilton Conrad, but
Oh,
it's a
okay.
little bit older, a little bit. But most importantly, it has balconies. It's one of the few hotels in Manila that does, and even fewer as far as 5 stars go. Anyway, 10 days in there didn't matter. You start to go nuts. 10 days and even paradise when you can't go outside. And you're getting all your meals delivered to you on a thing is there. And when I got to Davao, I continued to be inside. And this entire time I was on Tinder because you can't go outside. So you don't really have too much else to do. I'd eat, I would work, I would swipe. And yeah, I met her like while I was in Davao. I had my like radius lowered down to like within 1 kilometer because during the pandemic, there were a bunch of checkpoints and a lot of like dating, especially in like the Philippines, but it definitely extends to here is about effort. It's like the same thing as New York. Like if you're 2 boroughs away from a person, you might as well not live in that state as far as they're concerned. That's the same thing in the Philippines. If you were, 5 kilometers or on the other side of Davao, it wasn't happening. They weren't about to put in the effort required to go through all the checkpoints and do all the whoopie wop. So yeah, I was swiping exclusively within 1 kilometer. My girlfriend, who worked at a call center nearby, but not the one that I was working for, uh, matched. She told me that she just swipes left 24 times and then swipes right on the 25th one. Uh,
Really?
she's cute enough that I believe that. Like, if there's one thing I learned from Tinder, it's that women are still dwarfing us as far as the amount of like replies they're getting. So it's a thirst Olympics out there. So yeah, a lot of them will just they use completely arbitrary methods to swipe left or right. I don't know if that was the case with me, but I definitely know girls in the States that do similar things. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Mentoring Gil, thanks for that super chat. He said it's like going from North San Diego County to Los Angeles County.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it's certainly a long route. I want to answer this guy's question real quick. He says, how educated are the women you meet? Well, Maryland has a 4-year college education. My wife has a college education. I mean, remember, most of the women you meet online, a lot of them, they're not the typical Filipina. They're going to be educated. They're going to speak good English. You know, they're a lot more ambitious than the typical woman that you see in the grocery store or the marketplace over here. So, yeah, education is important around the world, but especially in a place like the Philippines where competition is so stiff, man. You know, any little advantage that you have, you got to use it. I mean, without a college degree here, you can almost forget it. You're going to be banned to either a tricycle driver or something a cleaning crew. You know,
Yeah, unless you speak really good English, which is basically
unless
a
you
shortcut
speak
to
really
anything.
good English.
Or you're
You
white
get to a
passing.
call center. Yeah.
If you're white passing Filipino, it's like you got the Super Mario star. You're pretty much lit. You can't really do any wrong. You probably get a TV gig. You'll be fine. But yeah, I definitely 100 miles. Yeah, I watched that video and I was like, yo, I hope this guy has a good water bottle. That's all I can say. I hope you have
Yeah,
a quality water bottle, perhaps 2.
He better have
I
he
tell
better
you,
have
A Camelback.
a crew next to him, follow him on the side.
it's
Yeah.
going to be. I'm gonna have Maryland's always going to be 10 miles ahead of me, but I'm going to have Gatorade. They've got something here that there's like a dissolvable that
Hydro,
replaces your
the
electrolyte.
hydro, the
Yeah,
you know what you're talking
keeps
about.
you hydrated
Hydration
longer.
powders. Yeah.
And I'm gonna have me a nice hat, good sunglasses, of course, great shoes, the best that money can buy. And then the drive fit. I did it before, but I didn't do 100 miles. It was more like 80 miles.
Yeah,
This is going to be
still
20
insane.
more miles. It's a challenge. It is a challenge. I mean, but that's the whole point of it. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Hey, we wouldn't need cars. It was so damn easy, But so how long have you and your girl been together, TJ, if you don't mind asking her?
Bit over 2 years. 2 years in June. Last
Wow.
June, rather. Yeah. Like I said,
Okay.
we met while I was there. We pretty much we started out kind of like casually, just like chatted a lot. She told me that, honestly, she didn't really like she was like shy, she was on the foreigner, she was virgin, like it was all red flag stuff that I would usually like just like be an immediate swipe. But we had a lot of similar interests. Like, I'm a giant anime nerd, I just keep it super low key. And like we had like a lot of the same interests as far as like anime and light novels, and she's also into gaming, and so we kind of hit it off. So I was like, well, if nothing else, like my whole plan was like, if nothing else, she's gonna be a super easy wing man. I'm gonna just like treat her super nice. She's gonna tell all of her, call center homegirls how nice I treat her, and one of them's gonna sneaky link me. At least one. Realistically, in the Philippines, 2 to 4. But let's just say one for the sake of argument. So that was my whole plan all along. Like, generally, like she was 19 when we met. That's below my shooting gallery, honestly. But hot girls know they're hot girls, which is true in her case. Like, she has a couple cousins and friends are But that was my whole thing. I was just gonna worm my way into their social circle because I ain't know nobody out there, and sham it until I found the right one, and we ended up connecting. And it took a bit. She's like super shy, but she's also like stubborn, like most Dabawenyas are. So like there was a while where it was just like, uh, we couldn't stand each other, and it was a very like kind of like will they won't they thing, or we weren't exclusive, etc. for like maybe that first like 4 or 5 months. And then as I
Yeah.
started to like really hang around her and she started to kick it a bit more, I guess that we kind of let our respective guards down. And yeah, we vibe really well. We have we open and honest communication. Obviously, the great thing about her speaking English to the degree she does is she's able to very accurately and like precisely articulate her feelings. Or if I have complaints, I don't feel like I have to like I will say a thing that happened in Thailand. Thailand, again, another place with huge rates. When I dated Thai girls, it felt sometimes like you have to like fucking baby talk. Sorry, excuse my French, but like it's like you have to like really like, and it's their English is better than your Thai, so that just comes with the exchange. Like either get good at Thai or it is what it is. But it is easy to have that, and there are levels of that within the Philippines. I've definitely dated Filipinas that were had master's degrees, but still had like the wild like thick accent and like would misuse pronouns because there were no pronouns in any of the Philippine dialects. So it's definitely varied, but we've synced really well. And like she's like been the first person I've dated I've felt comfortable like traveling internationally with versus just like around the country.
Yeah. Now the poor man's passport guy, he says, I got ladyboy peekaboo 3 months before I arrived. He said, I realized getting naked here didn't have the Western hangups. Never a peekaboo in America. Yeah, you're right. See, a naked body still intimidates us over there. But I guess a ladyboy peekaboo would be like looking in a mirror, wouldn't it? Poor man's passport guy.
A mirror with titties, I guess.
Well, I guess if they can afford to have the titties.
Oh, Thai. You have to remember, Thai ladyboys are definitely a class above the Philippines. Philippines is like, yeah, Philippines is like the double A's. Like Thais are like the majors as far as like they go. I say America is firmly in the triple A's. We have a lot of folks, so it ranges the gamut. But like the Thais are elite as far as that goes. I don't know if anybody's really beating them in the game except maybe like look at the little
Brazil.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other
Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. Yeah,
yeah.
They can pull you. Yeah.
Brazil
W Secrets of Success. Thanks for that super chat. He said you'll need compression socks, tights, and a medic.
Yo, the medic.
I'm gonna be okay, man.
You be all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all right.
Why you doing like that?
But when we went to Thailand, me and Eric Terry, we went to the mall, and they were having this pageant. And believe it or not, man, we thought it was just a regular pageant until we walked really, really close, and you could see not all of them, but you could tell that they were men. So yeah, it is.
There's no shame in their game in Thailand at all. They have a lot of very affordable, high quality surgery, and they're not afraid to use it. But the other thing is they're very straightforward. Like it's like there's not gonna be like in the Philippines sometimes like they'll try to use the angles or like a friend's pictures and then like 9 comments in they'll be like, oh, by the way, and they'll be like delete block. They're like on their profile, it's like I am Katoi, I am beautiful, I am proud, fucking suck it if you don't like it. And like because they know there's a market. There's an entire everybody else in the world, everybody that does go to Soy 6-1 on purpose. They don't accidentally miss Soy 6 and then have to cut back through one of the bars back onto the main strip. You dirtbags know what I'm talking about. It's like
don't know.
Comments. I meant this, you dirtbags in the comments though. But yeah, it's Soy 6-1.
Yeah,
there's a total one at the end.
It's a total difference because a lot of the lady boys here now. Me and Merlin, we went. The last day we were in Dumaguete, we were in the tricycle going to the terminal, and we saw a bunch of lady boys walking across, and you could tell these were the ones who were taking the hormones, because from the back they just looked like women, but they were just so big. And then when you seen them from the side and the front, you knew. So if they can afford to take the hormones over here, it helps. But most of them can't afford to. So
Yeah.
it's like a man with long hair and booty shorts. That's all you really get, and makeup.
Because
So
they
they're
are
not fooling anything.
the cost is a little bit more expensive than Thailand, and the earning power is a little lower than Thailand. So it's like that extra gulf makes it so you see it maybe a little more often than you would in the other non-Thai, Philippine, Southeast Asian countries. But like, I mean, there are some out there, especially like I work in call centers, and call centers have like a lot of gays and trans folks because they usually have very soothing voices. They've actually practiced a lot on having a calming English voice, so they make, as far as voice employees, really just great operators. And
Yeah.
so you meet a lot of folks that are either halfway through or partway through. I remember my buddy said he came back one day and he was like, his range is a little wide, mind you. He's a Filipino cat, but he's like raised in the West. He's a dope dude. But anyway, he was like, "Yeah, man, I threw me off one of these days. I was like, yo, who's that chick that he's just walking down the hallway?" And they're like, "That's whatever what's his name used to be." And he's like, "From training," and he didn't realize I was like a buddy he had went to training with because he actually, or she had been putting her money into, the hormones and the surgery and the so like there are levels of dedication. It's just not to the degree of Thailand, where like for every like one of those in the Philippines, there's probably like 100 of them in Thailand, or at least it feels like it.
Yeah, when I was in Thailand, my the driver that Jeffrey Tatter had hooked me up with a driver, and I'm forever grateful for you, Jeffrey, for doing that. They don't earn it's too much more than Filipinos do. His wife was working at an automobile place, manufacturing automobiles. It might have been a Ford dealer, manufacturer, and she was earning about $300 a month. And I was shocked. I was like, well, I thought this is supposed to be, like a first world country or something. But
no, it's still definitely developed. I mean, you have to think like the vast majority of the population does live in Bangkok. Like you have a lot of little small idyllic far-flung places like you have in the Philippines. It's just because it's not 7,000 islands, it's just, a few islands and one large contiguous mass. It's a little bit easier to do things like railroads or bridges or like, uh consistent boat routes. And there's more tourism money. A lot of Thais that are middle class generally work in some facet of the tourism industry, whether that's in hotels or they do catering or they work in the massage places at the mid or higher end joints. And that's kind of where I see a slightly higher, the same way that call center is like still would technically be underpaid in the States, but in the Philippines is middle class. You can live middle class esque lifestyle off of doing like tourism. There are of course working class people doing stuff too. There are plenty of budget hotels, like the clerk at the 900 baht a night, hop house, or isn't like making premium wages, but for the most part, there's a class. And with cannabis, it's really about to change because now there's a whole new class of folks that are getting rich off of, selling marijuana in all its various forms out there.
Really?
Rodney Dasher says, breaking news, a few days ago, my wife got an email for her visa interview next month. We know each other for 7 years, got married 3 years ago. February 27, two days later, I'll fly back to New York. Yeah.
Enjoy.
That's good news, man. It's great news because after that, it's all downhill.
Damn, I knew you were gonna say that. I was trying to take us to a more positive place.
No, I mean, the interview process, the visa process is all downhill.
Got you.
Okay.
Got you. Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure she's already had a medical, the visa, and then that CFO class is last. That's where they try to talk to Filipina.
They do us bad that class.
It's like, what it reminds me of? I don't know if they have this when you were in a service, Calvin, but they put you through this thing. It's like, soldier resiliency or military resiliency training, and you basically sit in a room with all the other enlisteds, and Top tells you that Joey's gonna take your girl, that when you come back there might not be nothing left for you, but it's okay, we're gonna teach you how to be strong and tough. All you need is the army, homie. It's probably the Filipina reverse version of that. Like,
that is bad. I mean, they come out there crying, and you know they scare them is what they try to do. They scare the daylights out of them, and of course, you know the people in there they don't have a visa, so they're angry that the women are leaving and jealous anyway, so they don't want them to leave. JV says, "Hey Cal, why didn't you invite subscribers to join you on your walk?" That's too much liability. You know, I can't. You're not going to be able to get in the mindset that you need to make that walk worrying about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I feel that.
that's the reason why I didn't want Maryland to come. I said, we won't make it because I'm going to be worrying about you. I'm not going to be able to concentrate, you know, on what I need to do, because at some point your feet do start hurting. Everything hurts. And, you know, it's you have to have a mindset to keep going. And if I'm looking back all the time, because me and her don't walk the same. Even when we walk over here at Center Mall, I'm way ahead of her. I would
What's
be
the
miles
estimated
ahead of her after 10 hours.
how long is it going to take you?
Yeah.
About how long is that going to take you, you estimate?
Well, I'm going to do it over. It's going to be about 3.5 days, because I did 80 miles in 3 days. Exactly 3 days. So, you know, the last 20 days will be on that last day. But it's a long, you know, I'm going to walk 10 hours a day. You know, rest up. I'm going to leave about 4:30 every morning. That way I can walk for about 3 hours before it gets steaming hot. You know, and then you're going to walk the rest of the day in that heat. So I've been training in the heat.
You should have a follow team.
It's too hot.
Froze up.
oh yeah, I guess that did happen.
It's not.
Oh, there he is.
Okay. He says, Xavier Allen, he says, if I like what I hear, I hit the like button. What about you? 236 watching, 42 likes. I don't get that either. They know that helps. I mean, you know, if you're not going to support me any other way, just hit the damn like button. I mean, you're already here already. I mean, that really helps. I've been researching this algorithm thing. They don't look at the content anymore, TJ. They're not worrying about what you're saying. We have community guidelines. They're looking at the viewers. Do they like the video? Are you watching the video? How long you watching it?
Are you sharing it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if they sit up here and I'm on here for an hour and they see 240 people and only 42 likes, I mean, they're not going to put this video out there. That's with any video you make.
Right.
That's just the algorithm changes. It's already changed since 2005. This isn't the YouTube from 2005 that everybody fell in love with and was getting rich on because of clickbait. See, they were more focused on the most popular videos. So if you put a snazzy title up there and got people to click on it and then nothing's there, you get a lot of clicks, then YouTube is going to push you out there. They don't do that anymore. It's more about watch time hours now and likes and engagement. So, yeah. Larry P. said, Calvin, you gave me the Cocoa Grove suggestion. What a great place. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a nice place, man. Everybody that's ever been there, that's on Sikiho Island, has told me it's a real nice place. He says, hey, Sunshine Shows, how much money you make off YouTube every month? Now, see, this is such a stupid question because that'd be like me asking TJ, how much you earn at work, TJ? Let me see your paycheck. Would that be inappropriate if I asked you that? Would it?
I mean, I think that's common knowledge that that's a relatively like rude thing to inquire about. Like, unless you work with somebody and you're trying to make sure you're not getting stiffed in pay, like
Yeah,
then that
yeah.
might be something worth considering. Because then it's like,
But
yo, how much are you making? Like, let's make sure both of us are getting it. But as far as
yeah,
just that's we're not from a generation of pocket watching, so I can't really.
but I mean somebody that you don't know. This guy doesn't know me. If somebody off the street that came up to you in the airport and say, "Hey man, let me see your pay stub, let me see your bank account statement," you're not gonna show them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pocket watching. That's not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
something my
But
generation grew up
I've
with.
told people all the time, I make about 30,000 a year off of YouTube. You know, which if I'm in America, I can't live off that. You know, but over here, I can. It's no big deal. But I made this point the other day. Mr. Beast, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of him, right? Mr.
Yeah.
Beast on YouTube. Well, he's the number one earning YouTuber for 2022. He earned $56 million, Freddie, on YouTube. But nobody seems to care how much he's making. But this guy, he's
Hallelujah.
worried about what I'm making. Come on, man. Y'all need to quit with all that stuff. The guy's making $56 million on YouTube every single year. He's the number one YouTuber. That's just on YouTube. There's no telling what he's making from sponsorships, Patreon. I was sent a link. I'm trying to think of this guy's name. He earns $80,000 a month on Patreon. But these guys want to try to pocket watch me like, oh, how much you earning over there?
Enough.
Y'all sick. Really. I'm just saying. Yeah, he says channel's worth, what is it? It's worth $1 billion. Damn. That's what I'm saying. But they worry about guys like me. They're not, and then furthermore, they're not even sending me a peso worth of support. But they want to know how much you making, man. He said he makes the same amount Jesus Christ pays you, Gregory. The real Lee says, sending my hellos to all my brothers from Florida. Calvin, do you have any sponsors? I don't. What do you mean? On YouTube or for the walk? I don't. I mean, if people want, I was going to do the walk to try to raise, money for scholarships to feed people over here, right? But the minute that I said that, I get a couple of emails from the haters. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But if anybody wants to support my walk, they can. I do it like that. And anything left over, I'm going to put in my spin wheel because I'm not a charity. See? Yeah, it's great money. I'm not complaining, Frank, but I'm just saying that guys are always worrying about that. And it's like, it's a double standard. I'm way back there, guys, when it comes to what you earn on YouTube.
I think it's because YouTube be wild. I think there are like some people out there that put like, oh, how much is Sunshine Shoulders actually earning? He's worth like $5 million. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, the real
if you're doing a fantastic job of hiding it. 10 out of 10.
Oh my God.
I've
What
been
you
to your
talking
house,
about?
and it's certainly a nice house. But if you spent $5 million on it, I got a bridge in Brooklyn. I got you super cheap, extremely reasonable price.
Yeah, I know he's pocket watching, but he's not the only one. And it's not just me. It's just like they think that the YouTubers they hold us to a different standard, and I don't understand why. You don't see any other channels anywhere in the world who go through the scrutiny we do, and I think it's because people are jealous. They want to be over here in our shoes, or they saying, well, I'm not going to support him. He's in paradise. I don't know. I don't get it. I haven't figured it out, and I'm not going to figure it out. But it's crazy to me. We're just the only YouTubers in the world who aren't supposed to earn any money are the ones in the Philippines. Everybody else, like Mr. Beast and all the rest of them, go on there and Google the top 25 YouTube earners, and it'll shut you down from asking me how much I'm earning. Them guys are earning millions and millions and millions of dollars. I didn't even know it was possible. They got me mad now, TJ. I didn't know it was possible to earn that kind of money on YouTube. I didn't. Crazy, man. W Secret Success, thanks for the super chat. He said, Cal, we know you've been drug free for 20 plus years, but day 2 and day 3 of that walk, son, you may need to hit the chronic to make the journey. Now, that's why I got Merlin with me. Because, see, I know what's waiting for me when I wake up that next morning if I don't prepare properly. See, when I did my walk in America, we filled the tub up with ice. You know, like they do in the NBA and all that. And you get down in that sucker, man. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to make it. Your muscles are so hot from just
You're gonna cramp up big
like
time.
you're going to cramp up, man. I mean, just your feet. If you just turn your foot the wrong way, I mean, you can't walk. So I know what I got to do, but there's no ice here. I don't know where I'm going to get any ice, but I'm going to figure something out. You know, if nothing, I'll get Maryland to rub me down real good and some Dalmefficacin oil.
I don't know. We might. What are you talking? What day is this going to be again?
September 16th.
Yeah, we might have to take up a collection plate at the meet and greet to just rent you an ice truck to just follow.
It sounds like that might be an idea.
They're very reasonably priced.
Figure out something.
It'll probably only be a few thousand pesos. If you tell an ice truck driver, yo, I got, let's say, $40 for you, 2,000 pesos a day. It was $38 for you to just drive and follow me 33 miles of ice. They're gonna say no.
Yeah, it's mostly just to cool your muscles down, and because I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't know if you've ever, normal people don't do that. You don't walk for 10 hours. You get in a damn Uber or you get in your motorcycle or car.
I concur. That would be
mailman. Don't do all that.
Oh yeah, no point. Even when I was fresh out of basic, and even the second time I was fresh out of A school, and I thought that was invincible. At no point was I like 100 miles. Let's do it.
No, we didn't go that
far. Larry P said, "What doctors you use and insurance work with them?" It is, I've been having this field health. I haven't given it up. It's nothing, guys, but it's better. It's not a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. And it's only going to help me in the city the city hospitals. It's not going to help me if I go to a private college. I don't know. I keep saying college, whole hospital. But if you see your doctor as much as I do, I go to my doctor about every two months. I'm not on any prescriptions or anything. Okay. But to do the blood work and everything like that, you're going to be fine. But you ought to know if you're sick already. And if you're sick, I don't know. I do my research before I become 8,000 miles if I were sick. If I had some type of heart trouble, if I had a heart attack before, and you look over here, you see what happened to John. Yeah. He went to Dumaguete in this big fancy hospital, 2 of them. And they've never done an angioplasty before.
Yeah, no.
And you put yourself in that situation. But if in all fairness to those hospitals, if John would have taken better care of himself, you can't smoke like a train and drink a fifth of Tanduay every day and think you're going to live.
Yeah, but you could go to a hospital and expect they could do a heart procedure in most places. Like, I get it. You put yourself, but by the time you got to the hospital, it's too late for that. The people there are supposed to help you despite that. So I don't know. I still feel a type of way because if he was at Manila, or if he's in Manila or Cebu, this doesn't happen. And that's an indisputable fact. There's more than enough Western medicine and doctors that at least if it happens, he happens sedated in the comfort of like a hospital bed or surrounded by folks, or at least his girl and their immediate fam or whatever. But like, that was they gotta do better before I'm comfortable moving anywhere short of the big 3.
Yeah, I think you're right. See, a lot of us, we have good insurance, but by the time you end up at the hospital, most of us, you need a miracle. You need more than an insurance policy. You need a damn miracle. And I don't understand why they can't make that connection. Take better care of yourself. Quit sitting around, eating what's those pizza rolls and drinking Cokes all damn day, and then thinking you're going to be in the best of health when the ambulance shows up.
You get to the hospital and you're already a train wreck when you get there.
Yeah, you need a miracle.
True.
You know, but in America, we want to brag about I got Blue Cross Blue Shield, I got this, I got that, but you don't use it. You don't go to the doctor. You eating chitlin sandwiches and you know, the stuff we eat
Getting a
over
little
there.
regional there, but I feel you.
Yeah, really chilling sandwiches. Come on.
One half of my family that might be plausible. They mostly live in the Louisiana
Yeah,
area. We don't have too many
with,
chilling
with a
sandwiches up here in Cali, but I feel you.
with a with a pork chop on
Cholesterol
the
death
side.
march.
We just don't eat right over there, and that's usually
Yo,
what's going to kill most of us anyway.
I
It's
was about
not
to point to the
drugs, not
same thing.
alcohol. You're not going to get shot by some thug. It's what you put in your mouth. Usually, what kills us. But yeah,
Living, baby. Come on. Road to 59 again. Let's get back. One
yeah,
more
that's,
time.
that's
Terrible for Filipino investors. Fantastic for Thomas. Let's go.
yeah. They claim that it's going up to 60 by the end of the year. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. I was
It's
thinking
going
of
up. Yeah,
getting a van. I would love for it to continue to go a negative direction.
56.8.
yeah. This just came out of nowhere, man, because it was just at like 52 something. Then it stayed at 55 for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then it dipped to 54. Now it just shot up 56.8. That's crazy.
Yo, hey,
Keep
just
going.
in time.
And to add, the icing on the cake, inflation is down here.
Stretch that dollar. Stretch that dollar.
Yeah, so your money's going even further now.
Definitely. On my way back around, I have to go back. I'll only be around 1 month this time for work, and then I'll go back, or I'll be 1 month out there, and I need to go back for work for like 2 weeks, and I'll come back to Asia. But that second time around, we're trying to make a Japan run. Either me and my buddy, if my girl can get time off or whatever, maybe me and my girl. But Japan, the yen is just bleeding out, like teeth on the ground, like the ambulance is in the distance. Like it is rough right now, which is great for us, terrible for the Japanese,
Wow.
fantastic
Yeah.
for us. So like I was just looking at like a lot of the hotels that I stayed at in Tokyo in like January, and I was expecting to see a bump because more people will come back. But you're actually seeing a slight dip because the yen is so bad against the dollar that even with the uptick in tourism, it's not enough to counter the downslide that the yen is taking. So that's going to be again terrible for the Japanese, fantastic nippy. It's not. I think that that's extremely subjective on Japan being pricey. It depends on where you are. I went to school in Okayama, which is not Okinawa, but the middle of like Japan and Chugoku, and it was pretty affordable even by American standards. So we're getting off topic, but yeah, just I
Yeah.
read somebody.
Robert James says, have a card in your wallet with your blood type. It's crazy. Yeah, in America, that might help you. But see, this is why community is so important. But we won't help each other. The guy had he had O plus blood. He needed he needed some blood. And I put it out there and no one showed up. It's like if you were on that bed, if you had changed places with that guy, I'm sure you would want somebody to do that for you. Why do we think that's beyond us to donate blood to somebody? Is that beyond us to do that? Is that going too far? I mean, if
I'm
somebody,
an organ donor, right? I have the pink dot, and I donate blood already. So I guess I've decided I'm going to do it in this life and the next. So I'm probably not the best person to ask. I have a really practical thought about it. Like as far as the flesh goes, once I'm out of it, like if it helps somebody else, sure. Like what am I going to do? Come back and complain? Like
yeah. Robert James said, have a card because most of us don't even know what our blood type is. You know,
Better.
if your mother didn't tell you or you didn't go in the army, you probably don't know because you don't go to the doctor. And he
true
said,
that. If it wasn't, I learned when I got my dog tags.
now he says Japan is pricey, TJ. No
Well,
matter
that's the
what.
comment that I was responding to. He also said he lived in Roppongi Chome. Like that's like me saying that New York is expensive, super expensive, which is true. That's like, oh, where did you live? Oh, I lived in Soho. yes, Soho is very expensive. Like if you live on the Upper East Side, it's very pricey. If you live in South Beach, it's very pricey. If you live in Roppongi or Shibuya, it's very pricey. But like it equalizes when you get away from like the the metropolises,
Yeah.
metropoli, whatever.
He said, but probably in the Philippines. No, going to a doctor at any time is better than not going to the doctor. That's what happened to my father. He had good insurance, but when he showed up, it was too late. My father died at 61 years old. I know my father wasn't ready to die because I'm not ready to die. I'm 60. I know my father was still doing his dirt, because he got real angry when they gave him that 30-day death sentence. When they told him you got 30 days left, my father was angry, man. And I asked my mother why. She said, because he knows he's going to die. Most people get like that when they know they're going to die. And 30 days to the day, my father died.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Two-wheel wagon daddy says, I had a brief discussion with an expat yesterday from Mississippi, and I asked him where he's staying. He said he's staying at Queensland. That's why it was brief. You mean, oh my God, you mean that hotel chain?
I don't get the reference.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cheap, but it's popular here. That's one of those short-time places.
Pay
Okay.
less.
Yeah, don't take your Filipina girl there. Don't fly 8,000 miles and have her meet you at the Queensland.
In and out, literally.
Yeah, that would be ugly, But he said older cats despise the American healthcare system. Well, I mean, you got to do something. Now, Freddie, is your wife at work right now?
No. She's home. Tonight she's home.
So you said she was working 3 jobs over there, man. What you doing with your woman over there, man? You got to work 3 jobs.
Setting up for retirement, man. Setting up for retirement. We're not staying. I told you, 8-year plan. Nose to the grindstone. Yeah. 8-year plan. Out of here. Done. Finished.
So, I didn't catch your result. So you're out here, you're just back in the U.S. grinding the U.S. And then once you hit your quota, is deuces.
That's it. Done. Finished. Out of here. Bye-bye.
I respect it, buddy.
Yeah, that's it. There's a grindstone. Right now, it's just go, save, stack, out.
So you work 2 jobs now, Freddie?
Yes, sir.
Well, you a bouncer.
I mean, that was before she even got here. I had to kind of get into a better environment after that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Some of the people, you couldn't be around those people no more,
You couldn't come home from work fresh from duffing somebody.
That's what I was saying.
Well, why do you think most of us meet Filipinas on dating sites when we don't use dating sites in our own countries, but we use them over here? Is it because it's so far away or what?
It's just a way to connect. It's the distance. If they was right there, like the next state over, we'd be in the next state over, just like that fast. But because it's just access, this what we're doing right now, the advancements in technology, that's what made it happen. The world changed.
I do use Tinder in the States, so like I have an ex-girlfriend from the States that I met on Tinder. It's not like the only thing you need. In California, in the Bay Area, where like everybody has a 6-figure income and everybody's doing some fly interesting job, and like you keep it 1,000 strong sixes are out here batting super high above their like average because there's just the ratio is so terribly off with all these tech bros. It's like, you got to use everything in your arsenal if you're not trying to be out here dating a sea dragon. So like, especially, I'm not ripped or nothing like that. I have a nice job. I speak well. I articulate. I dress well when I go out and all that good stuff. But like, it's still, you got to put in work in California. Not to say that you don't in the Philippines, but like the ROI here is so buns. And like New York is maybe a little easier, but in the Bay Area especially, man. Ugh. But yeah, Black People Meet, Black BLK. That app is a common one.
Yeah.
Bumble,
Right.
if you want to take the pressure off yourself and just swipe right until you stop thinking about it. And then you still meet people through friends or going to the club or whatnot, but it's a lot easier to. I mean, again, that might be a generational thing, but at least for us, a lot easier to swipe right 3,000 times and have those conversations and whittle them out to some actual Tinder dates. See if any of those turn into non-garbage, and then move from there.
Now
See, no part of it.
both of y'all have dated Filipinas, so would it be hard to go back to dating an American woman after
I've dated
dating
back and forth, so
Filipino?
Wouldn't be hard. This wouldn't be my preference, but it wouldn't be hard. No.
I'm relatively indifferent. It happens where it happens. We met because I was working there. I've dated girls in the Philippines before. I've dated girls in Thailand before. I dated a single Singaporean and Indonesian before, and I've dated Asian American girls here, Black, Latina. But I mean, even here in the States, like just because of where I grew up, community wise, was predominantly white and Asian American. I ended up mostly dating white and Asian American women, far more Asian American than white. They still weren't messing with the brothers too much unless you had like a solid jump shot. And I was a cornerback. That's not a glamorous position, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, for me, it would be kind of difficult because of the way I'm treated. You know, I don't know if, I mean, just being the same person that I am. I mean, I'm treated a whole lot better over here than I would be by any woman over there. I mean, just they're so hesitant over there, and it's just, I'm not talking about arguing and fighting and stuff like that. I'm just talking about when it comes time to get it on and everything like that. It's just like my pool of being 60 years old is just so small there. My pool is very small. I don't want a 55-year-old woman, a 60-year-old woman. That doesn't turn me on. So I'm probably going to be, I'm going to be one of them lonely jacks over there, Cause
And don't get me wrong, if that were the option, I'm out. Easy. Easy. At some point I definitely, if I wouldn't say it's hard to go backwards, but I do acknowledge that the pool of, at least speaking from physical attraction, of what I consider physically attractive and that's available to me, is going to dwindle a lot faster in the States than it is in most other places, Canada and Europe included, really, but not to the degree of, I would say,
Yeah.
uh, the Philippines, Southeast Asia too, but especially the Philippines and Thailand,
The
and
co-sign that. Yeah.
yeah, some swaths of far west and far east Africa. You might get that, and like maybe if you speak Spanish, or you really confident South America. Like, but as far as English speaking, I feel like Philippines is kind of the first one that comes to mind because they speak the default language for us.
yeah, I mean, just Filipinos in my experience has just been more cooperative. I haven't had to beg in 14 years. Yeah, if anybody sitting over here, and when you're dealing with them American women, you gotta beg. Come on, please, just do it. Just one time, just put your mouth on it, put your lips on it. Just touch it. And all that old foolishness, right? Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You don't do that
Why?
over here.
Why?
See, I don't
Why?
want to go. I don't want to go back to that. Like I said, every day's your birthday over here. There, you literally, you only get on your birthday, the anniversary. Maybe they have a little bit too much to drink on Christmas and New Year's. Okay. Other than that, you're begging, man. And I'm not jumping through any hoops anymore over there, making all them promises and everything, man. I'm just not gonna do it. Every American woman I've ever dealt with, you gotta beg them because in their mind that Jesus is watching and all kinds of stuff going through their mind. They don't want to, they don't want to cooperate, man. And I
I
just don't have time for that anymore.
I would say in California, and I guess with regards to my journey, I'm right at the end of that vaunted 25 to 34 demographic. So like I think with us that part is a little easier. It's the conversion, because it's like on Tinder, for example, like if she's a California 8, you're competing with 4 to 500 other dudes. 4 to 500.
Yeah.
4 to 500.
Yeah.
Like,
A lottery
you're just,
win.
it's a numbers game. You really just, you have to spray and pray, or you have to like be willing to date within like your friend circle, or like your like one of your immediate social circles. Which, I dabbled on that side of it as well, and that has its own, little idiosyncrasies and stuff. But I'm willing to make it happen in the States. It just has to line up, and it lines up a lot easier in the Philippines. Like those approaches convert a lot more. Like, the amount of talking that you have to do is, reduced. I gotta again, there's probably some dudes out there that are, you got Bill Gates money, or you got Deion Sanders abs. You probably be, I'm getting old because that was a weird reference as far as athlete abs, but you probably have a little bit easier time. But for me, I got, it take me like at the least 4 days to, at the worst, a few weeks on Tinder to, convert a play into an actual move. So it's definitely, the turnaround time is a little lower here. The exception, of course, being with my current girlfriend. We were together almost 4 months before, but again, she's a virgin, so even that felt super fast to me. I was kind of surprised she was willing to come off it like that. But she was in love, so there you have it.
Yeah, just my experience over here was so different. It was like night and day. I didn't have any. See, this guy Edward, I don't have any problems over here. Well, why would you come all the way over here if you're not having any problems with women over there? If you can get the same quality of woman there that you can have here, why are you doing here? Why you want to deal with a woman over here then? See, I wasn't getting too many one-night stands, and the one-night stands that were over there, you don't want them, okay? You don't
Trust
want
me.
them.
I got a lot of friends out here doing the same thing right now, and it's still rough. It's still rough out there.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll sit there. I'll sit there and listen to the homies talk, and sometimes I'll just like, they'll finish. I'm like, whew, damn, I'm glad I'm done with this right now.
Yeah.
Y'all going through it.
Yeah.
Over and not over Holly Berry either. Over like Gordy Berry.
Yeah, see.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's lying. That's what I'm thinking, because over here you will have a one-night stand with a legitimate woman. I mean, in their society over here. Over there, if you get a one-night stand over there, you better be Lil Baby or somebody like that. Or what's the other guys' way of Travis Scott types over there, the big dope boys or something, because it's just not happening, man. I'm talking about, see, this guy's on to something. He says
he clarified. He said he lived in Seoul though, and in Seoul, if you're a GI or you are GI adjacent, you can knock them down. There's it's like here. There's a relatively narrow group of women that rock with Americans, same as Tokyo, but they do like a good brother or six. So I don't doubt that. But he has a away advantage. He's not playing on home turf. So that's a fair caveat. That's a good asterisk to put out there.
See, he's saying the Philippines feels like an average American man has a chance. Yeah, because you're not average over here. You average there, but you're not average here, man. What you have to offer, they're not even looking at you really. They're looking at the opportunity that you represent. See, you're looking at their, physical attraction, but they're looking at the opportunity, the better life, they can take a hot shower. They can sleep on a real mattress. Little stuff like that means nothing to you means a big deal to them. And they see all that when they're looking at you. So you're not average, but you're exactly right. That's why men come over here. Because your height doesn't matter, your weight doesn't matter, your skin color, nothing matters here. Are you old enough to, can you take care of them? Number one, are you old enough to apply for the visa?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it comes down to. Where you going? Okay, are you going to buy anything while you're gone? Okay.
They better buy some oxygen for you.
She said, "Go buy an
But see,
iron lung
all this is
at the
gonna be-
sorry." Get you a Shopee
No, but here's the
respirator.
thing. No, he said buy me an oxygen tank.
AED. One of them AED shock patient. Shock patient.
Ask her if she still got
Yeah,
enough. Yo, a
now
month
Chris
is enough time for her to
McDonald
get a
says,
CPR.
why choose one that only likes our money? Well, I mean, what else is it then? Why in the world would a woman want you otherwise?
I get
Why
what
would a
he's-
woman have your age, who's in her prime?
I get what he's
Okay.
saying though. He's arguing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Lost. He was saying Lost was saying like, you know, he'd rather be 100% in a relationship than 100% alone than 100% in a lie. And I think like it kind of expanded out to that and saying, you know, if like a guy can't make good decisions, or why can't we choose you, like we couldn't choose, why only choose one that likes our money? And here's my thing there, that does lead to a good point. I try to tell dudes, especially when I have friends that come out for a first time, like it's okay to be a little selective, bro. I know in America, if you go out to the club and like you buy a girl 3 drinks and you tell her you're really feeling her and she comes home with you, that you just take that. You don't even that's a bucket. You go home after that. You don't have to just take everything that comes at you in the Philippines. Like you don't have to, like at some point you do have to settle. You have to find out where your range is, what you can and can't make happen, but you got to learn it's larger than than the States, and that, you don't have to just pick the first girl that swipes right on Tinder, the first girl that gives you a thumbs up on whatever those super outdated looking dating apps are called, Asia Date or Filipina
Yeah.
Cupid or stuff like that.
But here's the thing. Here's the problem I got with this 100% lie with somebody. How would you ever know? You certainly aren't going to know over here because they're great actresses. They play the long game. You never know, man, if these women really love you, because they're going to do for you the same thing that a woman who you perceive that loves you will do. They're going to do it all, man, the same exact thing. So you're going to be like, does she love me or not? And you got to get to a point in your life where you're like, I really don't care, man. I just need what I need. I want to be happy. A woman's not going to make me happy anyway, but I'm going to have a woman. There's going to be a woman in my life. Any life without a woman, that's not for me. Okay. But to be sitting here and wondering whether or not Marilyn really loves me or not, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing that. As long as I'm being satisfied and being taken care of, that's really all that matters. That's ego. To think a woman's really going to love you for your intelligence and your intellect and all of that, man. This is what was going on when we were teenagers. But I wouldn't spend a lot of time on that, guys, because not over here. Because it's a fact what women want for you over here. They're looking for an opportunity for a better life, man. They're not. If anybody out there fooling yourself, you better be okay with that. Stop fooling yourself.
Well, they do. They would tell you they want a secure life. They will tell you that.
Yeah, because why in the world would there's attractive Filipino men over here who are younger than you, who look a lot better than you, who have more in common with the woman than you. Why would she
be
jump
serial
over
cheaters?
Oh yeah, chick boy.
Serial cheaters.
Chick boy.
A lot of them girls date. I mean, a lot of the girls I've dated have dated a couple of those, fine high so dudes, and found out he was banging 3, 4 plus of their friends. So a lot of times you're almost like a revenge.
But I mean, let's be honest though. I mean, that's what it is though, man.
Yeah, I agree. The majority. I have to say they're
going to say, hey, do I want to be with Rico Suave over here, or do I want to eat 3 meals a day with Calvin? Okay, that's what it's going to boil down to, because y'all don't understand how well y'all do understand, because y'all been here. The struggle
they hit him and quit him and go to the next brown guy.
The struggle is real over here. You're not in America.
They're gonna hit him and quit him, next brown guy. That's it.
About to set me up for this hell. No, sir.
You know it's true. know it's true.
Plead the fifth.
Well, what's Dana saying? She's not agreeing with Dana. She said, Dana, that's not true. I'm Asian in the West and never ever dated for money, not once. Yeah, but you're probably not dating older men either. You're probably not dating men twice your age, or sometimes 3 times your age. Sometimes, you know what's awkward, man? See, TJ, you're young, but you know what's kind of awkward when you go meet a girl's family and you're older than her parents. I've done that. This is the only because this is the only situation with Marilyn. Well, no, my wife, but her mother was only 2 years older than me. Okay, but my son's mother was 24 when I met her. I was 45. Okay, now I was 46. She's 24. So when I go to meet the parents, the father's 42 and the mother's 41. You know, it's awkward, man. But
I can't say I got married. I'd say closest. My mom and my girl's grandma are the same age, which is pretty wild. But they're both 63, so it's pretty
yeah,
strange.
this is the point we're making,
And-
Julie. This is the point I'm making.
Yeah,
If you're over there and you're living good, you don't need to do that. But over here, it's a struggle. We're not in America. We're not in the West, Julie. This is the reason they're doing it. You're agreeing with me. Exactly. You're exactly right. If the Philippines were rich, okay, well, the country's rich, but if the people, all things being equal, the Philippines was on the same level as America, do you think these young women over here would be interested in older men?
Probably.
Absolutely not.
I think the cap would come down a lot more.
Yeah.
Only a small percentage of Filipino women date foreigners. The rest of them, they date their own kind like anybody else. But that's the point we're making. Why would you date someone double your age? If you're living good, you got a good job, your future is bright. That's not the case with the women we're dating over here. We're not taking advantage of them. A lot of times they're taking advantage of us. But that's a question. See, you don't understand. And this is why we have the problems with American women over there and some American men. They don't really know what life is like over here. They think it's the same way as it is in America. It's not. It's rough over here. And if I was in the same shoes and I've tried everything to get out and nothing else worked, and I seen some fat slob over there who wanted to, give me the world that I've always dreamed about, and all I got to do is lay there and close my eyes, then I'm probably going to do that. Who knows? We can't say that. I don't like thinking hypothetically, but I know that there's a reason these women date us. It's not for our looks. It's not for our intelligence.
That part of that unwritten agreement there, Calvin?
It's unspoken agreement. They already know. Even if you think that the woman wants you for that, when you get over here, you're the one spending money. They don't have any money. You're buying everything. If you go to the nice resort, you're paying. Okay? There's no Dutch dating over here.
No.
Okay? He said, but I am intelligent. It doesn't matter. That's not why she's with you. When you come over here, you're going to see some of these. You talking about the Odd Couple. You ain't seen nothing till you've been to. This is Odd Couple Central here. Would you agree, TJ? Haven't you seen some odd couples over here?
I've 1880 blind people and crazy. I've seen a white dude literally missing a leg, gray in hair. I mentioned his color because he had like the skin blotches and was with a solid 7.5, and she was pushing the chair and everything. And I mean, hey, whatever, pays. My thing is, there's a percentage. You're always going to date for something. Everyone's dating for something. Whether it's personality, smarts, looks, money, social status, clout, I guess, which kind of tie together, but clout's kind of, I only think like the new age clout. Anyway, the point is there's percentages. I think, everywhere you go, there are women that date in the States for money. You don't believe me? Look at seeking.com right now. You have to pay like $100 a month to get there. And there are a bunch of, girls on there
that's not what I'm saying.
Well,
because
no.
you're
Let
right
me get to
about
it. I'm
that.
just saying there are different percentages in the Philippines.
But what I'm
Security is
saying
more
is,
important.
if you look at, I'm just talking about the Filipina and the foreigner relationship.
Oh, well, yeah.
The percentages are off the chain, TJ. There's no small percent. I would say 100% or 99% of them are with us for a transactional relationship. Okay, it's not, it's not the percentages you're breaking down over in America. The Filipino and the foreigner, when you get a 60-year-old man dealing with a 20-year-old woman, it's more than love, okay?
His ability to provide.
It has a lot to do with finances. Does it turn into romance? I guess it could. But who cares really? If he's happy and she's happy.
Right.
But if you're with a Filipina right now, I don't care what your age is, she's with you for what you can do for her, for the money, for the monnie.
Everybody's
new
dating
life.
their significant other for what they can do for each other, though. Like, I mean, for me, it is definitely a looks based thing. If my girl was 3 points lower on the 1 through 10 list, we probably would have never swiped on each other. But everybody's dating for something. My other thing, though, is I feel like you neglect to remember that it's not all like they're not all retirees and like super duper old dudes over there. It's not all like people that are
Right.
50s and higher. There are plenty of people that are like 20s and 30s that are also in the Philippines and maybe have slightly more class equal relationships. There's definitely still a transactional element. You're definitely still coming from a wildly higher economic standpoint, even if she has a doctorate. Well, I mean, for me, if you're making a 6-figure income in America, if she makes even if she has a doctorate, you're still like several degrees or orders of magnitude of pay above her. So there's always going to be that factor. But I do feel like it can be less than 99% transactional. I think, yeah, you see a 60-year-old with a 19-year-old, it's
But
not because she was blown away by his wit. But
if
I
they
mean, I do think you see like a 31 and a 30-year-old or something like that, or when they do start to get a little closer in age, like it starts to
okay.
become more plausible.
But how many of them do you see over here? How many 31-year-olds come over here and retire? Or come over here and, just a very, very small percentage of young guys who are even over here.
Well, I don't see retirees mostly, Calvin. I mostly see other people in the working world. And I meet a lot of foreigners
Well, I
that are
mean, you
around
got
my
your
age
views,
range
and
in
I
Manila and
respect that.
Cebu.
But I know for a fact it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. When a Filipino looks at a foreigner, man, it's for what we can do. There's men who, if she just wants a young, attractive man, TJ, they're all over here.
What a girl considers attractive could be different. And more importantly, a lot of those girls have been with Filipino dudes, or they've been around their mothers or sisters or aunts have been around and been, especially when you're talking about lower middle class, middle class, they've been cheated on multiple times. They've seen the secret families. They've been abused. A lot of them are just looking away from that. And that's not to say that's monolithic or all Filipino dudes are doing that, but a lot of girls make the change partially, sure, because of security is a part of it, but it's not just financial security. A lot of times it's emotional security, or
Okay,
a girl
so
that a 30-year-old
Well,
like.
wait. Well,
here's a good
wait. Let
question
me
here.
put something in there.
Here's a good question here. What
If
are
the
you
guy
in
was
it for?
broke, she wouldn't get with him. A broke foreigner guy, she's not going to get with him. Okay, if the guys
Well,
are broke,
yeah,
they're
but
not
they
going to do it
don't
at
know.
home.
But they don't know that you're broke initially.
No, I mean, if you
They're gonna
got there and they found out, that's not going to last.
No, but that's too late. They've already given themselves to you. But I'm saying, when they look at us, they look at us all as if we've got that opportunity. Okay.
Yeah.
And he says, ask yourself, what are you in it for? And this is the double standard. Okay, we're always talking about what the Filipino wants and what she's in it for. What are we in it for? See, we won't tell the truth, and so it doesn't make why we want it, what she does, any less noble than why we want to get involved with younger women.
I guess the difference
Nobody's
here would be
gonna say I want a young woman, because they're easy over here and they're gonna give me sex when I want it, and I can't get this type of woman in America. We're not gonna tell the truth. We're just gonna lie about it. Why are you in it? Why would a man come 8,000 miles to date a woman? There's got to be something to it more than just, oh, she's intelligent, she's, you know, a good person
It could just
and
be it
everything
wasn't
like
popping
that.
off in the States. I mean,
Right. It just
that
wasn't
is what it
working.
is for a lot of dudes. It just what they were reeling in was not what they wanted.
Well, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. So it's the same thing for her over here. She can't get what she really wants over here. So she's going to come to us,
I mean,
right? If she can't get what she wants. And Freddie's
Well,
right. They're not going to stay with you for long if they know you can't really do what they
yeah, they
think
won't.
you can do
They're
for
not
them.
going to stay. They're not going to stay. They, if
So it
you
don't
really
matter.
can't do anything, no.
So it don't. So you agree with me then, Fred? So it doesn't matter if you're intelligent or not.
I think what you pull definitely matters, though. The quality of girl you pull. You can definitely come over here in whatever position and pull something, but your net is different. If you're good looking, or you're like, if you're a white, good looking dude with like blonde hair and six pack, regardless of if she's with you for money or not, he has a wider pool than you, Calvin. He just does,
Yeah,
straight up.
you're
You
right.
can't, there's not a
You're
situation,
right. But
so
let
it's
me
like,
but
you
let
gotta
me
just
push
figure out
back
what you
on
can
that.
get.
How
Yeah.
many of them do you see over here on a regular basis?
Again, I'm out here in digital nomad communities. I see a lot of them. There are a lot of European cats that are coming over. You
No,
even said yourself when you go to Sikihor, right? You see all
yeah,
these beautiful
but
European.
they're with their TJ.
A lot of those
You're in
girls are
denial.
digital
You're in
nomads. It's a
denial.
digital nomad
But
destination
you're
now,
in
dog.
denial because you want us to think your situation is different. It's not.
We're
Your
not.
girls
We're
with
just
you.
keeping. You can't say
Your
everybody's
girls
in the
with
same
you
position
for
as
the
you at the end
same
of the day, Kyle.
reason
It's just not
Maryland is with
reasonable.
me and and uh and Freddie's girls with him.
I mean, shout out to you.
No, I'm saying your girl's with you for the same reason Maryland's with me and Freddie's
I mean,
wife
and
is
you
with
can
him.
continue to say that, but if I feel that it's not to the same degree, it
Well,
is what
that's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. I can't
I'm.
convince you that it's not.
It's
But I
not.
think you're in denial. But if
I'm
you
not. I
how can I
definitely
convince
think
you?
that me having money is part of it. I
How
think
can
when
I
I met
convince
her, I
you
That's a
had
that
major
it's
money.
not
component.
right?
That's a major
I
It's
can't
component.
convince you.
not part of it, but I'm not going to say that the same draw for these 60-year-old dudes you see dating 20-something-year-olds is the same draw that my girlfriend, who's like barely a generation apart from me, is going to have. The difference that I have between when I date somebody that's, right within my age range and might be, in a successful point in their life and what they're looking for, yes, it includes money. It's on the list, but it might be in a different position than a 21-year-old who still has a bunch of her time on her hands or still has a bunch of things she wants to do. Like, not every girl's ready to settle. And that's why you got to figure out where she is on the meter. There's no black and white to it. If that's your experience, it is what it is. But I'm saying I've been coming here only like 4 years less than you, and my experience has been different. I've been working a lot of the time that I've been here. I don't really meet many retirees. Most of the people that I meet are foreigners, are either traveling here on business, or they're investors, or they own their own BPOs, or they're advisors or fellow clients for BPOs. So the people that I'm meeting are different. We live in different places. I lived in Makati, Davao City, living in Aeon Tower. That's the lowest level building that I've stayed. No, I stayed in Candy Towers in Angeles once, and that was buns. But I agree. At the end of the day, money has to be a part of it, just to a degree. And it's probably a larger degree in the States. But we're not going to say everybody that you meet is looking the exact same thing and they're going for the exact same amount, or you're a walking ATM in every situation. It's just, we got to agree to disagree on that one, homie.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's your perspective. There's no way I can convince you that
Yeah,
you're wrong.
and
It's
vice
not. I'm
versa.
just giving you my perspective.
Right.
I mean, they're on the dating site for a reason.
I
Okay.
mean, they are in America too.
We're
Like I
all
told you,
meeting them
Mike.
on the dating site. It's not like we're going out and meeting these women at the mall or at church and putting our game down. These
Calvin,
are
I'm
women on the
34. I'm not
dating
meeting
site.
girls at church, period. I don't go to church. I ain't been in a decade plus.
But come
Like,
on,
I'm not
TJ,
going
you
to
know
the
what I'm
mall and
trying to
cruising
say.
on girl. I'm
We're
30.
meeting them on the dating site,
I'm meeting
guys.
them in clubs or in my social circle in America. And I'm meeting them on Tinder in the dating sites in America. And when I come to the Philippines, I meet them in the social sites, at the club, and in my social
Okay.
circle or on dating sites.
Well,
So,
we can agree
it's
to
just,
disagree. There's nothing wrong
yeah.
with that. We can agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not in. I don't think Freddie's in any delusion. Are you in a delusion, Freddie? Why
No,
did your wife pick you? You think?
I think it's well, of course, her sister gave me the plug to her, so that was a lot of groundwork that was taken out the way immediately. But security, these girls will tell you it's about the security. If they can get better looks, if they get closer age, that's icing on top of the cake. They of course they would like that, but the overwhelming factor would be security. A lot of these girls in they don't have the future that we would have or we've already laid down, and so that security has a major part of it, and they will tell you that privately.
But this isn't something new. We're acting as if it's something new. This has been going on long before we were even born. This dynamic is there. It's going to always be there, whether we talk about it or not. You know, when Filipinos and foreigners are together, it's always for that monetary situation. And then she already knows, okay, my money is my youth and my good looks. That's her money. Our money is whatever we got, whatever we bring to the table. You know, when you see 88-year-old men with 38-year-old women, 40-year-old women over here with 60-year-old men, 20 with 70, it's more than love. It has nothing to do with it. Even if you see a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old and a 40-year-old, you know, I've seen that over here before. It's because of what he can do for her. Much more than if you're in your home country, where she may give you the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, Calvin, he really is a nice guy. He comes from a nice family. You know, I'm going to give him a chance. Over here, that's not happening, man. The women on the dating sites are on there for a reason. They're looking for a come up.
They're fishing.
Real big come up. Okay? And they don't care what you look like. They don't care how old you are. And if you say they do, then you're in denial. I'm sorry. They don't care.
I think that you're generalizing you're generalizing every Filipino that dates a foreigner.
I'm talking about the ones
you
that
are.
deal
That's
with
literally a generalization, though. You're making a general statement.
I am the
so
ones.
That's fine. I
the
get
ones
it.
That
I'm
deal
just
with foreigners.
I'm not saying. Yeah, no.
Foreigners.
I just said every Filipino dating a foreigner. I agree. I'm just saying there's definitely got to be different degrees to it. The motivations of the girl dating 60 years, different her age with some dude that doesn't speak the same language or doesn't speak English is probably a little bit different than somebody that meets someone like within their age group or has a more of a conversation. There's probably a little more. Some girls are in a situation where it's like, yeah, I'm not making anything. This is my way out. I'm gonna come up off this. I've definitely dated some of those girls. That for sure happens. There's, I'm only 2 years into this relationship. Who's to say what could happen? But you can't put your run of bad events and then just write it off to security didn't work out or the security wasn't enough to keep her around.
It's not bad event.
So why are they leaving then, Calvin?
The reason why these
you still have money when they leave, though, right?
Sites, you can be in denial you won't, man.
I'm asking, why do they leave if that's the case? Is the security no longer there? What happens?
Hold it. They leave because it's a stepping stone. Some guys are stepping stones. They go higher and higher. Some guys are stepping stones.
Opportunity, TJ. It has nothing to do with money a lot of times. It's that opportunity is what
That's what I just said. You were reducing it to money when it's security.
Opportunity.
Security and money. I mean, money is part of it, but money's not the only part of security. You could be with a financially secure dude that treats you like shit or beats you. Like, you know what I mean? It's a whole package. When
I'm talking about money, I'm talking about the opportunity and everything. The new life, the visa, which is the opportunity. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's why a lot of them run off because they're looking for that new life, that new opportunity. So when they go on America, they got what they want. They don't want you for real. They want what you can give them.
Usually they level up.
Spending money. Lose your job and stop spending money and living that high life, and then you will see. But
They're
that's never
gone.
going to happen because you're always going to be on top of your game. See? So let's hope that never happens because then you're going to see the real deal of why they're with you.
There are a lot of assumptions being made there, but okay.
All
I
right.
mean, I work in
A lot
tech.
of horror
I
stories to
honestly,
back it up. A
basically
lot
don't
of
really
horror
know.
stories to back it up, brother. A lot of horror stories to back it up.
I mean, true that, but I'm saying you can't really tell me what's happened to me. Like, you don't
Oh
know
no,
what I've gone through. You don't know if no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
your
Let me finish
experience is
though,
yours.
because
Your
I'm just
experience
saying
is your experience. Yeah.
specifically, like you got like, for all you know, maybe I went through a rough patch. I've been dating my girl 2 years. Like maybe I did happen. Maybe she did show me love through that. Like you're making a lot of assumptions, is what I'm saying, and you're extending that to this entire Filipina thing because that's kind of what you're
No.
running
See,
into.
this
But
is
it
where
can't
you're
be everyone.
misinterpreting.
It
You're
can't be. It can't be
misinterpreting.
99%.
No, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. This has nothing to do with my experience or anybody else's experience.
Well,
When
I
a
mean, your
Filipino
opinions
gets
have to come from
online,
somewhere, right?
when
And
a
they're not coming from
Filipino
a
gets
study.
on,
Part of it has to
let
be
me finish.
experience.
Let me finish, TJ.
I
When
Okay.
a
like this. I like
Filipino
this.
gets online and starts looking for a foreigner, okay, it's for that new life. It's for that opportunity because it has nothing to do with what you look like. If you think that it does, then you're wrong. It
And when
has
she's
nothing
not
to
on
do with what
Filipina
you look like.
Cupid, and if she's not on like a site, she could just be looking to date someone.
But
There are
you
plenty of
met
people
your
on
girl on
Tinder,
the site.
which you have admitted you do not have
Wait,
experience with, correct?
gentlemen, hold on. This
Right.
is us three talking. Guys in the comments, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Give us your feedback. What did what do you think? Start putting those
Okay,
comments
Dana
out there.
says the visa is not the big prize; it's about security, which it's the same thing. Okay, and here
And
comes
for
that rock.
context, I don't want nobody to think that I'm like wowing or dislike how like we talk like this in person too. Like we have
Oh, I
very
imagine.
strongly different opinions
Yeah,
at
we don't
opposed,
have to
but
agree. We don't have to
that's my
agree.
brother. We just have to respect each
Yeah,
other. That's all that matters.
we don't have to agree.
I respect bros. I don't want anybody to think that I'm like legit mad or beefing
Here
with them.
comes the likes.
I still I still I still gotta come through and pick up my Hennessy, so I'm not trying to get no bad blood
Yeah,
started.
no, that's not the point. You make the conversation interesting. See, you know, there's
Point
always another
counterpoint. That's
side.
good.
Okay.
Point counterpoint. Yeah.
I just sometimes it's
Wilson
just
J, he says
yeah.
it's all about ego. Every guy thinks they're the exception, and it's true, you know. But it comes to a point in your life where you gotta say, well, it is what it is. But I don't care. See, I did a video a long time ago. I know my woman's with me for what I can do for her. I don't give a damn. Okay, I know why I'm here. Okay,
Well, Calvin, would it be fair? Calvin, would it be fair because of the spectrum of age difference between you two that you're gonna have a vantage point different in life? I mean, there's a significant age gap here, so you're gonna see the world differently.
Yeah, we're just seeing the world differently. That's all. But that doesn't change the reality, Freddie. I don't care how you can look at it. It doesn't change reality.
Well, that's his reality.
Perception isn't reality. I can think whatever I want to think. TJ can think whatever he wants. You can think whatever you want. But if TJ is the exception, let's say he's the exception, that only proves the rule to be correct.
Fair enough.
If I get 100 guys on here and 10 of them are the exception, then 90 of them are the rule. Okay, you're not dumb enough, and I'm not dumb enough to think that my woman is with me because I'm some attractive, handsome man who, by the way, lives 8,000 miles away. And unless I'm here, she would never be able to come and see me.
Fair enough.
We couldn't have a relationship if I didn't come over here. If I didn't, and even when I'm here, if I didn't pay for everything, even a lollipop, if she wants a damn lollipop, I gotta buy it.
He did say that.
Maybe I'm just taking L's because I feel like maybe it's just I'm used to that because I was living, a similar way in the States. Like the income gap between me and the girls I date in the States, especially when I was like fresh out of university and we were all in our 20s and something, like it's a lot. She's worried about rent and I'm worried about like, Jordans and like not my bills because they're all on auto pay. Like it's definitely come out different. Why it was on hard times is it's even in America is harder to pull. Well, I'm broke. I don't have the
You know, I don't know where you're gonna get
resources
anything
to
worth
make it
inequality.
happen with no money in America, dog. I'm not like
No.
I have some sense of ego because I think you have to. They're up there with the id and the super ego, but like I'm not under any illusions. And I'm also I was a wild 20 something when I first came to Thailand. It was off a bad breakup. I'm not saying that there's even anything wrong with paying, as Carlton Pert is suggesting in the comments. I'm just saying that there are different stories. I do are some more common than others? Sure. But I haven't seen enough of the exact same story play out over and over again for me to be comfortable making a snap judgment on how it works here.
Well, I can, because I see hundreds and hundreds. Remember, there's hundreds and hundreds of people come over here to see me. I meet hundreds and hundreds of couples. Okay, I see it. I can say it without a shadow of a doubt. I'm coming from that place. I'm coming from that place where I see hundreds and hundreds of examples. Okay, now he says, here's what Matthew Dean said. This is hypothetical, and I don't deal in hypothetics. He said, but Calvin, your girlfriend said the Filipinos will be with those young passport bros that you saw for free. Yeah, if they don't see them. Okay, they don't see them. These the young passport bros that come over here for 2 weeks on the spring break.
They're not going to marry those girls. They're not going to marry anybody.
Okay,
they're going to hit and run.
Enough to know, to deal with those guys. I mean, okay, a one night stand, big deal. It happened a lot with the servicemen and stuff like that. They'll do it, but that's if. That's not really who's together over here. The people who are together over here, they know why they're together. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Okay, I'll just ask you this. Anybody watching right there who's come over here who's dealing with Filipinos, is your stock higher here where you're from?
Those, for sure.
Is your choice of women higher here than where you're from? And then you got to ask yourself, then why? If you're the same person here as you are there, why is your pick of women so much better here?
Etc. I'm sorry, my dog is being a dog.
Well, I mean,
the
ratio is much higher in the Philippines anyway. At a higher ratio anyway.
What do you mean as far as what?
Filipino to foreigner is going to be a whole lot more single Filipinos, available Filipinos than there are foreigners. Are definitely, depending on where you go, you might be totally outnumbered. You will see.
But I'm saying, why is your pick of women so much higher here than it is in your country?
Oh, status, money, availability.
And that's all you have to ask yourself. But you have to be honest. You can't say, oh, I'm getting the same quality of women over here in my country as I am in the Philippines. Well, why in the hell are you over here in the Philippines then?
Well, now they are more approachable. They're definitely more approachable.
I would say it's a lower lift.
It's a lower lift, yeah. You have to put nearly, yeah. You ain't got to put half the work. You ain't got to put a quarter of the work in.
And again, with that, with that assumption, you just get a bunch of gold diggers. Like the same thing if your Tinder profile in the West is you on a yacht and signaling a bunch of wealth, you're gonna still have to filter through all that. You're still dating, right? But there are gonna be a bunch of girls that are really 100%. So I guess in your eyes, it would have to. I guess you're looking for the 5% or 10% that'll gradually bloom into 100 or 80 or whatever percentage we're talking about. But yeah, there's definitely it's a lot easier to make the initial effort here.
Yeah, he says higher in the Philippines, of course, because their perception of foreigner status. That has a lot to do with why the women date us. All of that. We're looked at as rock stars over here. I'm not a rock star in Louisville, Kentucky. But over here, I'm a damn rock star, man.
Well, it's imagine
a 60-year-old man. Why would you think a 21-year-old woman in her prime of her life would even be remotely interested in a 60-year-old man?
Well, it's well known just amongst Filipinos in their own little clicks on little groups privately, when they find out that somebody's dating a foreigner or with a foreigner, amongst themselves, oh, you're rich now, you're rich. I don't know what they mean by that, but they just know, they figure automatically that you're doing better.
The one that I heard before is I don't know what the conversation was. My girl was having a conversation in Visaya, and
Mm,
the girl said, "Oh, he's a richiner, not a pooriner." I was like, "That's they're trying to dodge the poorners."
yeah.
Thanks, Smiley, for the super chat. He says, I got to keep 100. In the Philippines, my status is a lot higher than here in the States. Are you saying you can't easily meet a 21-year-old here? Oh, no. He said, I can easily meet a 21-year-old than here in the States. That's right. But people are in denial. They don't want to admit that there's something different going on over here. It is something different going on over here. It's not the same as if you were in America. Okay? Something is different over here. Now, I may be wrong about it, but it's certainly different. I know for a fact that my status is a lot higher over here. But I know why. I'm not in any type of delusion about that. You know, I know that I'm a 60-year-old man, that I could go out here right now and get a fine 21, 24, 25-year-old woman just like that with no problem at all. I cannot do that at home. Okay, and then I
Hell,
got
it's
to
frowned
myself,
upon at home. It's frowned
well, why
upon.
do you think you can do that, Calvin? It's obvious why I can. Okay, we don't even have to have that argument. But you get guys like this over here. See this guy, he's lying. Here you go. I live in the Philippines. So, I mean, he says, oh, I'm 27 and I'm surprised by the amount of foreigners my age in Makati. Yeah, because they probably work there. You know, there's no big deal about that. So what are you saying?
He was
When you
just
say
saying
that?
that he was surprised that there were so many people that weren't retiree aged in Makati. It's the same in BGC. I don't see it
Yeah.
as much at IT Park. I feel like because most of the major financial centers are in Metro Manila, but you do see it to a lesser degree in Cebu. Davao, I don't really see it too often. I think the further you get away from like the big cities, and the more you get away to like retirement oriented communities, the more you see
Right.
it. So that makes sense. I think he's just making a statement. I don't think there's anything malicious.
See, but everybody's talking about, okay, let me go back to this. This is why, people like him, they act like we created the circumstances over here. Okay, the earth is my home. Okay. He says, oh, it's different because of the poor country you're meeting. So I guess so I'm supposed to feel bad about that. I'm guilty about that. Okay. When everybody knows that a man will date down. Men date down. Women very seldom will date down. But a man will. We'll date down. If she looks good, and everything, we don't care about her education, how much money she earns or anything like that. We'll date down. You see it all the time. Okay, so what's different about it, us doing it over here than they do in America? Okay, we know very little about the wives of these big successful men. We know very little about them. We see pictures of them. But a man will date down in a heartbeat. He'll marry down in a heartbeat. So what's the difference, Ed, over here? It's no different. But to say that your stock over here is not high because you're a foreigner, man, you're in a delusion. It is. It is. That's the reason why. You're going to have a better pick, a better pool of women to choose from than you're going to have in your home country, no matter who you are. How could you argue with that? Did you have a better choice over here, Freddie, than you did in America? Be honest.
Yeah, definitely. You can't even go about it on his live. You can't even go about that. Yeah, definitely. It was left and right. You can see women left and right available.
About beauty. Did you hear me, Julie? I'm starting to think you are a troll because you certainly heard me say money, education. Okay. Curious Life, Curious Wife, thanks for that super chat. He said, you guys being a foreigner, already a game changer for Panay. Now, if you have money or not, it's just a bonus. Age is a factor as well. Panay's do work. Well, let's read this again. You guys being a foreigner, already a game changer. That's right. That's right. Because of the visa, because of the 18 to 80, as long as you're old enough to apply for that visa, okay, that has a lot to do with them dealing with you. That's a whole other opportunity right there. Now let's see what
Even the ones who want to stay there don't want to come here. There's still an upgrade. It's an immediate upgrade.
Now if you have money, that's a bonus. I guess that's what he's saying, because you can't say if you have money or not, it's just a bonus. But if you have money, yeah, that's a bonus. He says age is a factor as well. And I do work. Yeah, they do work.
Always remember, when you marry a Filipina, you marry her family. But that factors into her thinking too.
He says, Cal, what does a 60-year-old man have in common with a 25-year-old woman? Be serious. I don't really know. Maybe they like sex. Maybe they like, to watch the same movies or something. They don't have a whole lot. But remember, once you reach that age of being grown, you don't get growner. You just get older. If she's a grown 25-year-old, then they're going to have a lot in common. But if she's an immature 25-year-old, age don't mean nothing. Maturity does. Okay? And these guys, they just want to argue. Once you reach a state, how old were you when you were grown? I'm going to say I was 24 when I was grown. I mean, I was absolutely grown. I could take care of myself. I saw the world then as I do. It's not much different as I do now. I was grown. Okay, so if I was with a 50-year-old woman, it wouldn't have really mattered. We were both grown. This is what I'm saying about over here. Now, if I was still a young, immature 24-year-old, then yeah, that makes a difference. Maturity makes a difference. Age don't make a difference. But they can have a lot in common. He says, sex. Harold Till says, I'm 63 and I have nothing in common with a 60-year-old. Thanks, Harold, for bringing some reason back into the conversation.
Y'all remember the same stuff. Stop capping. Get out of here. You have something in common with a 60-year-old. We're not about to act like there's some massive cultural divide. You're not physically attracted to a 60-year-old, bruh. Y'all remember the Alamo? Y'all remember when they launched the first airplane at Kitty Hawk together? Don't front. You have memories. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Stop fronting.
Now,
right now.
Woman, it's right. We all like what we like, though. And it's crazy for us to even have these type of.
What are you doing?
I'm listening.
That's a hell of a question to ask me. What do a 60-year-old and 25? I don't know, but if they both happy and they can get along, and who gives a damn?
It's back, man.
Why would you give a damn? You're over there. Why would you care? Why do we care? Can you answer that, TJ? Why do we seem to care that about people's age? And this is a man's group. Most of these are men.
I mean, I think I have a slightly weirder perspective. Most of like the core demographic of this, and I've met a lot of friends with a lot of these guys, but a lot of the core demo was like my dad's age. So like, I think that there's the social stigma. I mean, I'm used to it. I'm like already noticeable. Like I have. Even in the States, I'm super nervous because, like, what's that super black dude? Or who's that super duper black guy walking with, or something like that? But like, I think that when you get a little older, you think that the stares or the whispers or whatever might be a little bit more malicious, and I think that wears on you. And again, it's about image, it's about face, it's about ego. Nobody wants to be like whispered about, even if they ultimately don't care. It just happens anyway. I think certain people, feel more type of a way than that than others. Some people don't care at all. Again, people are a spectrum,
Yeah, because I know you've been to my meet and greets and you seen it all the time. It don't bother you.
Nah, it's never really bothered me, but that's where you are in the States. There's a lot more stigma to it, and it's also they really got motherfuckers people scared to a T with like all that pedophilia accusation stuff going on over there. You better don't even live near a school or like anything like that, because out there, I think people see that age gap. It's like the same thing. You see, like, when people make the Leonardo DiCaprio jokes about him not dating past 25. It's like, if I was Leo DiCaprio, I would make some cutoffs too. There's too big of an inflow. I got to make some rules, y'all. Like, it's the same thing, but to a smaller scale. Over here, I guess, we're Leo, so you can make those rules as much as you want, but your conscience says as your conscience does. So if you feel some type of way about what y'all are doing together, then it might feel some way more and more.
Yeah,
I don't know. Who knows?
I'm just saying, but why should anybody waste their time worrying about
I don't
that?
know.
This is what I don't get. I don't get that. I don't worry about that. I don't worry about, if you look at my buddy Jack, he's 63. I mean, he's 60. His wife is 23. I don't care about that stuff. They just a couple to me. I don't go inside their bedroom and, what's their life like together? Who gives a damn about that? Y'all need to grow up, man. This is why this is why I left America. We want to run every damn thing. Mind your own business, man. Can't y'all do that? I mean, how simple is that to do? We can't do it. We always got to have our hands in something. Well, why is he with the 25-year-old? What are you doing over in the Philippines? How much money you make on YouTube? That ain't your own damn business, man. That's all I'm saying. But we can't do that. That's a problem Americans have.
He wants to walk 100 miles.
Yo, you still on mute? Yo, that's how I felt when I saw it too. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to walk 100 miles, baby. Please help us all.
He gonna fall out. He want to walk 100 miles. You better hurry get them tickets so he can go to his funeral.
It's just really a preference. I think people are jealous. I think that's the only reason why a grown-ass man would be over there, way over there on the other side of the earth, worrying about who I'm dealing with over here. That would have to be jealousy or something, because you really don't care. You're not over here trying to change anything. You're not helping the Filipino people. You're not doing anything for them.
But you gotta love your haters, man. You gotta love your haters.
Like you said,
embrace them.
These are haters. This is just the American culture, man. We're always in somebody's business.
Like you said, pocket watching.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
He said if people are happy with their life,
we love a scandal.
And to post stereotypes of other people's relationships. Absolutely. This is what I'm saying. I promise you guys, it's never occurred to me. Because you know what? We've been watching it our whole lives on TV in America. You think just because you're a celebrity, you're allowed to date younger women? Look at Elvis Presley dating the girl when she was 14 years old. But nobody says anything about that. Because he was Elvis Presley. Or any of the other. Look at Sylvester Stallone. Look at what's the guy that getting ready to have a baby right now? Two of them. One of them 79 and one of them's 83. The 183, the girl he's having the baby by is 29. What's his name? Scarface.
Al
Pacino.
Yeah.
Al Pacino, it's okay.
I thought you meant the rapper for a second. I was befuddled.
Yeah.
I was like, isn't Scarface married with adult children?
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
Al Pacino,
we've been watching it our whole life. Liz Taylor being married all them times, but nobody's ever called her a slut in person because she's Liz Taylor. Okay.
I mean, she lives in LA. Somebody's probably called her.
Yeah, but I
They
mean,
yelled it really fast while walking by.
it's a double standard. If you're just a normal guy, you ain't got no business dating a younger woman. You gotta be LeBron James or you have to be Michael Jordan. Hey, Michael Jordan. Nobody says anything about his woman.
I actually just saw today the video of him on the yacht on Magic Johnson's little yacht tour, and it's
Yeah.
like him, Sam Jackson, Magic, obviously, and some other dude in that age range I'd never heard of in my life, and with their wives, and everybody else has an age appropriate wife. And you see Michael Jordan, and it really does feel like a what's wrong with this picture? Circle the two. But yeah, it's but people say things. It's just after a certain level of income, you stop caring. Michael Jordan's a billionaire. He doesn't care. Like he doesn't care. Like there are only a few billionaires out there that care that much, and most of them own social media companies so they can complain and you'll hear it. Like or they own newspapers. So
Okay, W Secrets of Success. Thanks for that super chat. And now I know this for a fact. This guy got $1 million house over in America. He's successful. He's come over here and visited me. He's at the top of his damn game. I think he's about 50 years old, got the biggest BMW you can have, and all of that, right? He says, I'm in the middle age of Cal and TJ, financially secure and can change the lives here, the U.S., or wherever I go. But they see my money status before my great looks. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. That's what it is over here. And,
That's why I'm mad.
somebody in your situation, I'm pretty sure they do that in America where you are. But that's all it is. But see, Julie, you're not hitting my point. They're not talking about me. I'm talking about I don't have a 25-year-old woman. See, she says you put your life on YouTube, so that is why people aren't going to mind their own business. No, they're not talking about me. I'm saying, why would somebody worry about a 60-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman? That was the question of Chris McDonald. What do they have in common? Who cares?
And what do they have in common, honey?
Why should you care? Why are we trying to figure that out? I don't get it.
I'm kind of curious what the off-screen Filipina answer was to that, but we can leave that for the side chat.
He says, I'm 63, she's 23. We get along better than I ever got along with a Western woman. Yeah, she doesn't have choices, but she's made the choice that's right for her, that makes sense to her. You think a nice-looking 23-year-old doesn't have choices over here? She does. But Earl's a better choice. If he's earning, what was Earl earning? He said somewhere around $7,000 or $8,000 per month versus some guy that's over here, some little cutie pie man over here that's earning $300 a month. Okay. Now see, this guy's he's trying to watch this guy.
He said he kept his as well. I think that's why he asked. He also said he kept his BCGs. That's why he said Navy issued instead of Army, because obviously mines did not come from me.
He said the same thing happens in Thailand. The same thing happens in America. If you're on another financial level, but since we're not on that financial level over there, we can't experience it. If you're on a financial level, you can have the 20, 25. They're doing it. You see it all the time over there. If you're on that financial level, we're on that financial level over here. That's why we're able to do it. That's all. It's the only difference. When you're at home, you're not on any financial level. So what I look at, 25-year-old woman's not going to be interested in me driving around a 2002 BMW 330 Ci. She's not looking at me. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you said, it shakes out everywhere. I have millionaire friends that don't date within 5 years of their age. So it's like it's not like it's not happening elsewhere. I think the Philippines, you're right. The degree, I think, of like there's several orders of magnitude between like the earning income of like a Western retiree that's not on like a fixed income or that is, but it's on like a state's pension or something that's a little more high dollar value. Is that's always going to be some sort of a signal, like the same way that having an SLK on your Tinder page, that you're driving actively instead of posing in front of, is probably going to pull that. Like, I definitely get it. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, like I guess like the
I
last
mean,
commenter said, it's all about preference.
like W Secret to Success. The guy has $1 million house, and I'm not talking about in California. I'm talking about where real estate is real estate still, where that means something. $1 million house in California is nothing.
Yeah,
But
I'm
in
aware.
Texas,
I've
in
unfortunately I did a
Texas,
little looking before I gave up on moving here, and as soon as it started to like, as soon as 3/4 of a million couldn't get you like in a conversation with people anymore for a non-fixer upper, I gave up on here. I
yeah,
was like, I'd rather have
yeah.
3 or 4 smaller places across the globe than
But he's in a place where $1 million is still $1 million.
nice.
He can date down like that if he wanted to. But the women are, but they're looking at him for the same reason the women are looking at us over here, the money. But Julie said, Cal, yes, anything goes in poor places. But see, you're one of those type of people that thinks America is utopia. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not. It's not the greatest country on earth. But, I guess it is if you think it is.
No,
Okay?
not no more.
I think we're up there. We're high tier.
We're up there, but we're not top.
If America's not a poor place, then there's no such thing as poor places, lady. See, now he says, I'm going to answer this one last thing. We got to get off here, guys. He said, Julie, you have different options than me. Yeah, right now. Wait till she gets old. Wait till she gets old.
Oh, wow.
It's a game changer. A woman's money is her youth and her good looks. Okay, but once you reach that certain age and you're not in tip-top shape and you're still not looking good, men are going to kick you to the curb. You're going to be left with Big Herbie over there. He's going to be with Big Herbie over there, Fred.
What? No, I ain't no Big Shirley action over here.
No.
So you better talk stuff now while you can, Julie, because once you get a certain age and once you start weighing a certain amount, we're throwing you in the trash, okay? You probably already, the average woman over there is 5'4", 171 pounds with a 38-inch waist. Okay. That's too big for me. I'm sorry.
Like a linebacker.
Yeah, show herself. Yeah, show herself. It's probably not even a woman. I'm watching it real close before I get rid of her. I think it's a troll. She's not a woman. Yeah. Y'all know it's true. Once she hits that wall, she's done. Okay, she's going to be dealing with some guy, some janitor that works for the school department, that gets drunk on the damn weekend. That's her pool of choice is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller.
I'm about to sign off here, brother.
Yeah, he said that's light in America. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for your super chats, your super stickers, all your thumbs up. I want to thank my panel for pushing back today, making it interesting. Because we don't have to agree on everything, man. I don't agree with 100% with anybody. Some guy came on here and says, I don't even agree with my mother all the time. Me either. We don't have to agree on everything. I don't want to be around yes men all the damn time. He says, I hit the jackpot being born there. Yeah, okay. Then why are you trying to leave? Are you not happy? Your eyes is way over here. Your body's in America, but your mind is way across the ocean some damn where.
I'll say this much. I hit the jackpot being able to earn in USD. Because man, oh man, if I grew up making Turkish lira or Colombian pesos or even Chinese yuan, it would not hit as hard as this dollar be hitting when I pull up to Bali.
Well, why don't you say that you're glad that you were born in this time? Because there was a time being born in America, you wasn't so
big facts.
Okay, so let's say that we're glad that we were born in this time where the dollar is so strong and black people can get on a plane and fly some damn where
Yeah.
without being
Fact.
shackled and
Fact.
have a damn chain around your damn neck.
Right.
So yeah, let's be real about it. So yes, the time we're living in, it's not really the place. 100 years from now, people might be saying, damn, I'm so glad I was born in the Philippines, instead of
Right, instead
America.
of California, that place is
Yeah,
underwater.
yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much. I really, really appreciate it. Let me see if I can play my theme song all the way out. TJ will be here soon. Freddie said he's coming next year.
Oh yeah, that's in the works.
3 sleeps away. My girlfriend's super excited, and so is my stomach. I need my Inasol fix. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Some of that crispy pork belly.
Yo, I'll tell you, like I said, Cal knows this. Philippines isn't my absolute favorite food in Southeast Asia, but they still can get down. Like that's just where they sit in the ranking. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you can't have an absolutely delicious Filipino meal in damn near most parts of the country unless you get out on some island with 13 and a half people in it. You gotta roll the dice. But three beach towns, retirement places, there you can usually find a good meal. And if not, date a girl that can cook. Because
I'm glad you made that point because the Philippines doesn't have a lot of great food choices like a Thailand does.
Right.
But you can absolutely find a great meal. When you get over here, if you go anywhere near Lapu-Lapu, go to Morning Glory Grill, TJ, because you're a foodie, and you tell me that food ain't online with anything in Thailand, because it is.
Well, the last spot you put me on Cebu was fire, so I'll do that. The chicken and waffles place. We're thinking of when we stay in Cebu, we might stay near there just off the strength of that cafe.
Yeah, it's that's why we need to tell everybody whenever we run across a nice eatery, let us know. So we
one more time, what's it called in Lapu-Lapu?
Morning Glory Grill. It's a Korean place, but man, the food is top notch. It's the best food by far I've had in the Philippines.
Hey, you don't have to do too much convincing on this side.
Real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, poor man's passport guy, he said, great panel. We're going to have you on next week, man. I'm going to send you the link. This guy said, Big Herbie. Yeah, that's all she's going to be left with. So she can talk smack right now if she's even who she says she is.
Yo, Cal, before we go, if you know anyone in the chat has Starlink, I'm thinking about buying it so I can get to some of the more far-flung islands in the Philippines and still travel and still work. If you have any reviews or something, if you just tell me next time you see me or pass them on to Calvin, I'd appreciate it because it's a big.
Yeah, I can tell you now. Go on to a Critter Hunter's channel, Critter Hunter, and he's got Starlink, and he does a review of it.
Nice.
Yeah, you can go on there now. Your Critter Hunter. He's down in Darwin, around by Dumaguete. He's got it.
I was just looking at a fire vacation house there on Airbnb. You know me, but yeah, we'll chat about that offline. I think we need to go kick it out on the beach, bro. But yeah, y'all have a good one. Peace out.
Okay, yeah. See, he says the 30s was not a great time in America, so yes, it's lucky we went around for that. Yeah, see, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, people like right now you can easily say, "Oh man, I'm so glad that I was born in America." Yeah, at this time, imagine being back in the 30s. It was like being in the Philippines or anywhere else. He said booty on the ground. Take care, everybody. Thanks again to my panel, man. I really appreciate y'all.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Look for my walk, guys. Coming up September 16th. I'm going to shut all you guys down. First of all, let me say this before I get off here. If you think 60 is old, it's not. I was at the gym yesterday watching on ESPN. They had this over 60 plus CrossFit championship. Man, these guys were 61, 63, 64. They were beasts. Go on there and look it up. The CrossFit championship. Man, 60 is not old.
Yeah, doing that